Good morning, everyone. This is Seth, also known as Tates, also known as Jerk Face, the GM for Non-Standard Action, welcoming you to episode 4. I have at the digital table with me the half-orc soldier that won't fight before his Folgers, Guruk. And she's pale and she's small, but with her friend, she knows it all. It is Mouse and Serendipity.
Good morning.
The oh, sorry, I interrupted.
How
Serendipity.
dare you?
Hey, I said I was jerkface.
Mouse will fight the GM.
Fair enough.
Careful, she's murderous, man.
We also have the Riforian Mystic who's got the quick fix. It's Kaylin.
Good morning, everyone.
Maybe the only shapeshifter that isn't a grifter. It's Hirrald.
Oh, hello.
And this week, we have the return of our big lizard who's part entropic wizard, Ninden. Welcome back.
I had the strangest dream.
He returns.
Does the dream
Yes.
involve getting in a bloody 5-on-5 with Cosmic Crit?
Yeah, it was it was the weirdest thing. There was this human that punched me and punched me and punched me, and then I blacked out.
I think there were also
And-
zombies.
And you were there, and you were there, and you were there.
Yeah, guys, that was
Yes.
that was the main event of CritterCon 2 Day 2, and it is now CritterCon 2 Day 3. We have officially raised over $3,000 for Doctors Without Borders.
Ooh,
Getting
yeah.
us
Woo!
Fight those
staggering amount of
borders.
money. They don't want the borders. We're trying to get rid of the borders.
I gotta say, I know what the Cosmic Crit crew was feeling yesterday after having their big 118 blowout the night before we did the deathmatch.
Yeah.
I'm not
no,
awake yet.
It's we stayed up pretty late last night. I think a few of us probably had trouble sleeping. It was a crazy time.
Sleep? Who would sleep?
We had so many people watching. Everyone was super supportive. Of course, everybody was donating to a good cause. It was a wonderful time. Thank you, everyone, from the Crittermander Society. Yeah, it's been a blast. Our reception these last few weeks and the welcoming. We now have over 50 followers, which leads to some possibly exciting developments, etc.
Woo!
So yeah, how's everyone doing?
Really heckin' good. Besides, being tired from last night. We got a really cool. I'm trying to find it. We got a really cool comment on. I posted us on Reddit, and because my sister was like, "Oh, you should post it on Reddit." And I'm like, "Man, Reddit's not gonna freaking. I mean, Pronk can care because it's
Mhm.
Reddit. They don't care about anything, But we got a really nice compliment. Ataclire says that they consumed all 3 of the episodes out so far. This has got to be the best real play series I've seen yet for Starfinder, and I love it. You're all nice and clear on the mics, focused on the game, and having lots of fun. I love the quality, love that we get to see the Roll20 game, and love the energy that you all have. So I wanted to give him a shout out for being our first
Yeah.
Reddit commenter.
Aw, that's
It was
very
really cool.
nice.
Thank you so much. So yeah, I did want to say before we get started here, just today only, maybe in the future if we do this during another CritterCon, which hopefully we're still running at that point. Anybody who would like to donate to Doctors Without Borders using the link to the donation page here, I will put it in the chat.
I got it.
Spam that link. Oh wait, I need to log in first. Oh my god, that's right. I was logged in as a different user last night. Haha.
I got you, Seth.
All right, we got it. So yeah, if anybody would like to donate, same rules apply. $10 for a reroll, $30 for an automatic crit if you'd like to help out the team as they hopefully get very close to finishing the first book of Dawn of Flame today.
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh,
God.
I swear, if there's a big bad boss at the end of
The end of these books.
Yeah, if there's a big bad boss today, you know we're gonna have to drop $30.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we might have to.
All right. Well, with that said, are you guys ready to get started to play some Starfinder?
Frank, yeah.
Woo! Oh yeah.
Right. Let me go ahead and set the mood, and I think somebody else is going to handle the intro today.
Drum roll.
Who is that someone else?
Shh, this is my moment.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Well, this trip certainly didn't go as planned. I thought by now I'd be in Dawnshore, getting a tour of the place from my brother. I didn't expect to be trapped in a different dome under martial law. I guess nobody expects something like that, though. When the riot broke out outside of the line crawler station, I was separated from my friend Gur and our shipmates. There were just so many people, I couldn't find my way back to them. Then when I tried to call, I guess the infosphere went down because I can't get a connection anymore. Damn technology. I didn't know the place, so I hopped between groups of refugees seeking places to lay low. We managed to stay hidden while we waited for updates, but then some of those Sunrise Collective flameheads found us. I tried to keep everyone safe, but there were just so many of them. I don't remember how many I knocked out before I got taken down myself. When I came to, I was at this checkpoint they'd set up, called Laubu. They rushed me through processing. I heard the guards saying that they're going to take me to Warehouse Charlie, whatever that means. They think they've got me locked up. I'll be happy to surprise them once I get where I'm going.
All right. Getting caught up.
You're not.
Very nice.
Perfect.
You're not stuck in here.
Pulling the
Uh,
Rorschach.
Stuck in here with me.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Oh, it's too early. Where's my coffee?
Like something not locked in here with you.
Yeah. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. Rip Rorschach. Spoilers for a very old comic.
Holy crap! If you haven't seen that or read it yet, just you deserve spoilers.
Yeah, at this point.
And I
you
mean
know.
like endgame spoilers. I don't mean just like regular Watchmen spoilers. Never
Mhm.
mind. Sorry, I'm not that
Whoa!
passionate
Don't
about it.
even joke.
No
Yeah,
endgame
no, you're right.
spoilers.
You're right. That's not even funny, guys. I apologize
You-
profusely.
I'm
to-
pretty sure I have the
to-
right to ban you from this channel if you have
I would-
in-game spoilers.
Yeah,
I would,
if you
I
spoil
would like to
the endgame-
apologize to the stream, to the makers of the movie, and to Stanley up there in heaven. Thank you, Grandpa Universe. You will be.
Grandpa Universe.
Now do 10 Hail Disneys.
I couldn't remember the right name.
10 Hail Disneys!
10 Hail
All right, you guys, come on. We got a lot of stuff to do today.
I'm sorry.
And
That
after
specifically
we
says
got such a nice
Veronica
compliment
Crawl.
saying that we stay on topic.
All right.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yes, we will pick up right where we left off on the last episode. So the crew of the Fortune's Fool exited checkpoint Laubu with 2 acquired squad cars, and they saw Ninden being shoved into the back of an armored van. And that is where we left off. So what happened was the soldiers that had pushed him in there then responded to an explosion off to the north. So they are now not by the locked van, and it is completely unoccupied. And there do not appear to be any Sunrise Collective soldiers nearby. What would you guys like to do?
Hirrald rolls down the window of the squad car and says, Ninden?
Wait,
He-
aren't
Oh,
you as
Oh, good catch.
Yeah.
Ninden?
Hold on.
Oh wait, no, not that one either. Not
Yeah,
that one
no,
either.
Sexy voice.
Oh, Ninden.
No, he's
I don't
not
think
the
it was
sexy
voice.
Ifrit thing.
No, I'm not the sexy Ifrit. That's huskier. We're
No,
going
no,
with like
you're the
slightly more
Lashunta.
British. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, the Lashunta farce.
yeah. God,
Yeah, yeah.
it's all blurring together.
That's what I said. The sexy
He's
voice,
going.
right?
He's going. Oh gosh, Sean Bean in what is it, Allegiance or whatever.
You're
Where he
caught
was
in
a
your
spy,
web of
and he-
lies.
Yes.
We
Anyway,
know
after
why he hates changing form. He just can't keep track of all of them.
after
Yeah.
Hirrald goes through 4 different voices, Ninden.
How does an Astrozoan not have like a major identity crisis issues?
By
But
just
no,
not
Ninden
fitting?
cannot hear you. The van is completely sealed. There's no like windows or anything.
But
Fantastic.
Ninden definitely like lights up when he sees the captain. He's like, Captain, Captain, and
You
he's
can't
like
see
bashing.
him.
No.
Like,
Oh,
yeah, to Ninden's perspective, like he might have seen these squad cars, but not the occupants of the squad cars. But now you see nothing because you are trapped in
Oh.
the back of a van.
Gur, upon noticing, is going to just hop out and sprint over there and start prying open the van. His buddy's in there.
Yeah. You think that just trying to pry it open might not be the best solution. However, if you would like to give me an engineering check,
Oh, let me see that.
Know it. Yeah, get over
Um,
here first.
Yeah, well, Mouse is already there. She's already gotten to the side. She's just like, she appears at your elbow, as if she just like by magic, and she shoves you out of the way. Here, let me, and does an engineering check.
Does she shove? I like
Look,
that 24. I like that
I
24.
mean, he got a
there.
24.
all right.
oh, fine.
Still shove him out of
Be
the way,
all
though. Ooh.
self-sufficient. Be all self-sufficient.
It's one
Fine.
of Gur's 5 skills. Come on.
I have 4.
Oh!
Well, I mean
So-
4 skill points. But go on.
That
Have your
will
moment.
actually be enough. Ninden, just as soon as you get shut in there, there's like maybe a few moments of silence. You are by yourself. You were apparently deemed dangerous enough that you needed to be carted off. Also, you fill up a lot of the back space of this van, being a huge Vesk. But then you hear the door opening, and when it pops open, you see none other than your friend Gur and the tiny gnome mechanic from his crew standing out there.
Grr. Masculinity. What are you doing here?
And why is there a strange Lashunta behind you?
I don't. Yeah,
And he just like grabs you and gives you a big bear hug for a second, then like lets go and dusts himself off for a second after he realizes that he's not supposed to be showing any emotion whatsoever.
it's okay.
Good to see you.
We definitely do the bros and like Legolas and Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. We like clasp forearms and just like stare each other in the eyes for a second. Yes.
You son of a bitch.
Exactly.
You look awful.
Yeah.
Tay lets them have their
Gur-
moment.
Gur has taken some hit point damage, so he probably doesn't look super great.
He looks fantastic. He only looks better with bruises. And, stuff like that.
Better with bruises. Coming to NBC. Anyway.
Hirrald looks into the van at the. There's like other refugees in there, right?
No, there are not other refugees in the van.
Oh,
Ninden
just
was
Ninden.
apparently being carted off alone
Well, how convenient.
to Warehouse Charlie. Yeah, super convenient, right?
So
You must
convenient.
have caused a lot of trouble, Ninden.
Well, I do my best when it comes to these Sunrise Collective types.
Well, we should probably get going before they return from that explosion.
Teres leans out of the squad car, looking around nervously, because this is honestly probably the craziest thing she's ever done in her life. Who can blame her?
We're just like having a casual conversation.
You know, just after stealing a couple squad cars while the whole dome is under martial law, she's like, we could probably regroup back at my apartment and make a plan from there.
I'm sorry. Who is the other Lashunta?
Oh, it's me, Hirrald.
Oh, Captain. Duh. Sorry, I should have gotten that.
There's a
Okay,
small Yosoki
we
in
should
the
make
back
a
that looks very
sign.
confused that that Ninden wouldn't recognize his own captain. She's not in on it yet.
Yes. Let's. I guess we can all squeeze into the 2 squad cars and leave the van here.
How many do we have with us? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7
So
people
That
total.
is just in. No. Yes. Yes.
We were-
There's 4 seats per squad car. I looked them up last time because I was hoping beyond hope that there was going to be a chase scene.
Do I have my things?
Yes. They are being stored in the front seat, the
Okay.
passenger side. So you're able to
Ninden
retrieve
goes-
them easily.
And gets his things. Yes.
There you go.
Cool. He'll as an aside to Gur, he'll be like, I know we're busy right now, but see me later about this mall.
I got you
All right.
something.
I need to see a guy about a mall.
Wink.
All
So
right,
yeah,
we
with
pile
that,
into the squad cars and head back to the apartment.
I think the only important part of the arrangement is that Mouse is not going to ride in the same squad car as Nib, if I understand that. character
Absolutely.
dynamic. I believe I understand that dynamic correctly. All right. So yeah, you are able to get back in the squad cars and make your way down the streets of Asana Town. Unfettered. Turns out driving around in a police car doesn't really get a lot of people to ask questions. So you make it
Right.
back to
That's
Terrace's.
the idea.
You make it back to
Until they
Terrace's
know.
apartment, and she will guide you back upstairs to her place.
Oh man. Nice apartment.
It's the first time Ninden's been here.
As soon as they get in through the apartment doors, Hirrald sort of drops his disguise and his head splits apart, and you can all imagine the same scene that I've already described a few times, sort of forgetting that Nib hasn't seen it before.
Does he do the thing where like he shakes his head like a dog? Except
Yeah,
like, his head
yeah,
comes
yeah.
apart. and
Yeah,
it's just two tentacles.
yes,
Like,
that's
exactly
what
All right. So yeah, now everyone's back at the apartment. We have Teres and her recently rescued ex-wife Nib. She does not look particularly interested in talking to her at the moment. She is very upset that the Yosoki got herself caught by the Sunrise Collective and decided to fight back, which is what landed her in the worst treatment that she was currently in when you rescued her. But she is definitely very interested in talking to you guys. She rubs at her wrists, still a little bit raw from the tight restraints that were on them not too long ago. Thanks, guys. I can't thank you enough for getting me out of there.
Our pleasure. Do you know anything about what's happening here that isn't common knowledge?
She reaches into her mouth and pulls out a data pad.
God damn it, Yusoki.
Ooh.
Yeah, she kind of like her jaw kind of rolls around a little bit, and she's like, they never really searched thoroughly enough. Good for me. She looks at the data pad and she nods and she goes, yeah. Turns out, working for the DCI, I'm a signal specialist, and I've tapped into a secret community here in town that's using an old form of radio frequency to transmit data. And we've been chatting.
Oh man, Mascolini is torn between her disgust and her intrigue.
She grins and she's like, I know Tay is probably a little bit confused about how I sent her a message because the infosphere is down. All I had to do was send an ad hoc communication and boost the frequency to bounce off of the sides of the buildings here to reach her device directly. It wasn't that difficult.
I'll take your word for it. Okay, so what sort of communications have you intercepted? How can we... Well, why has all of this happened?
Well, Tay probably filled you in, at least on this bit. The Sunrise Collective are a bunch of jerks. You know, you hear about them in the news every once in a while and you roll your eyes, but this sort of thing, they would say this has been coming for a long time. It's, you know, they've always been really wary about this psychic pulse of dread or whatever you want to call it. But they just used this latest really big one as the excuse to finally make their move. And I guess here we are.
Do you know anything more about these mercenaries they've hired? The, what were they called?
Oh, the Brass Dragons?
Yeah, that's it.
I have no idea. No. They're from Chroma. I know that. Corona, that much I know. I don't know why they would hire them. I mean, I guess aside from the fact that the Sunrise Collective actually isn't that big, they needed outside help in order to pull off an operation like this.
You do see that in a lot of occupations. They have to call in as much muscle as possible to keep the populace beat down.
Mm-hmm.
Kalen is watching Hirrald, just waiting for him to, like, do something really stupid, like volunteer to help get rid of these guys.
I volunteer to help get rid of these guys.
Oh, gosh,
So,
dang it.
So, actually, it just occurs to Nib that the Lashunta is now a 2 tentacle-headed creature, and she's like, "Whoa, what the prunk? Are you
Oh,
an Astrozoan?"
yes. Have you heard of us?
Yeah, that's crazy. And she like comes
Telepathic
over.
message. Kalen to Hirrald. People are not supposed to have heard of us.
Oh, but maybe, don't tell lots of people you've met in Astrozoan, if you don't mind.
Screaming internally, just like, gosh dang it, Hirrald.
She grins widely when you suggest that she shouldn't tell anybody. She's like, "Are you kidding me? I'm going to tell all of my friends. I met an Astrozoan." Well, I guess maybe some of them are Astrozoans too. Who knows, right? And then she like leans over and tugs at one of your like clothing bits, your dangly clothing bits, and she's like, "Is this like part of you?" Or
It writhes in her hand.
She's so much like Mouse. There's the only, I mean, because that was Mouse's reaction too, and the only choice Mouse has is to hate her completely.
Kill her
Not
so she
join
doesn't
forces.
replace you.
So she's like, "So yeah, what's going on with Far Portal? What's all this I heard about?"
Oh, Tay can probably fill you in on that.
Teres, upon hearing someone else use that name, rolls her eyes so hard, and she she looks at Nib and says, "Yeah, it happened just under a day ago, when this latest pulse came out of the sun, the one that made the Sunrise Collective go bonkers. The Far Portal actually fell. It fell, Nib. It went into the sun." And Nib's eyes go wide, and she does not know what to say about that.
Well, I suppose it bears mentioning that before it fell into the sun, there was 2 things that flew out of it.
Oh yeah, the space whale
And
and the ship.
with a spa.
Nib,
A fiery
Nib's like,
spot.
"Wait, something came out of Far Portal?"
Yes, a fiery space whale and a ship. Here, why don't we just play you the recording? And we'll show her the recording of Tosh, was that his name?
Well, yeah. Did you want to play Tasha's actual message itself?
Sure.
Okay.
It's like any of those episodes of Star Trek that's catching up on a previous to be continued episode where they sit that one of the characters down and they watch old footage from the last episode.
Right.
Yes, this is your cue if you haven't watched it yet to go back and watch episode. What's that? 2?
2?
It was in
2.
2. Yeah, it was in 2.
Well, actually, the space whale came out in the first one. If you missed the space whale, you need to go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah, it was basically just a bunch of crazy stuff. So yeah, she, you catch her up. You catch her up on the whale coming out of the portal, chasing a ship. You killed the whale, the cybernetic fire whale in space, and boarded the ship, cleared it of what appeared to be a rightful occupant, and then the ashes of somebody who appears to have stolen the ship in order to try and deliver a warning to the Pact Worlds. At least as far as you can tell, according to the message. It's hard to tell because it's really broken up. But Teres was very interested in letting Nib know about this so she could tell her friends and maybe get the DCI to start looking into these clues to maybe find some more solid, or just at least some more leads, more information about these things, because it appears to be connected to the Deep Culture Institute's interest in finding other cultures that exist within the sun beyond the burning Arpakagugu.
Yes, the burning
Nailed.
Arpagagu. So anyways, we were sort of hoping that your institution could just sort of pick up this clue and roll with it, because we sort of have our own business in the city. So I'm thinking that we sort of figure out how to help everyone in this dome and get rid of all these collective people, so that the
Neo-fascists?
dome, yeah, the fascists, so that we stop having, so that we can leave the dome, and then we do our business, and you guys do this.
Serendipity quietly begins to play "Bring the Fascists Down, Down, Down. We'll bring the fascists down."
Was that Woody Guthrie?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so she looks amongst a lot of you and she goes, "You guys aren't from around here, are you?"
Yes, I am.
What was your first clue?
Well, yeah, and she looks at Hirrald and goes, "I guess maybe you could probably be from anywhere." Let me get these fine women up here on the screen. These two ex-wives.
Ninden makes a note mentally to ask Hirrald about how he was here.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ninden didn't know that Hirrald was from here necessarily. But yeah, you can tell just in any given moment that there's definitely some tension between these two. But anyway, upon your suggestion, Hirrald, and her question, she goes, "Well, if you're looking for a place to stay, the DCI has some bunks and stuff, and we could lend a place for you to set up while you look for more permanent residency, if that's even what you're looking for. I don't know what you're here for."
Well, we're not planning to stay in this dome for very long. But I suppose long enough to clear up this whole business. And then we should be out of your hair.
Oh, yeah, no, the DCI is in the Stellar Kuna. It's a completely different dome. So, yeah, we'll have to take care of this before I can set you up.
Right. Oh, I see what you're... yes, actually, yes. It might be nice to have a sort of hideout that is not associated with Kaylin and I's previous... I mean, Hirrald sort of looks at Kaylin as her glare at him sharpens more and more. Our
Just a bed.
I'm going to stop this sentence here in the middle.
We would be glad to have a place to stay.
Nib seems to, almost like a chameleon, have one eye on you and one eye on her data pad throughout the conversation. She's going back and forth, and she goes, "Okay, so if our plan is to disrupt the Sunrise Collective, it looks like their leader is in the Horizon House right now with some of his soldiers, and they've taken some of the Asana Town councilors hostage. So if we want to destabilize this situation and get the Sunrise Collective out of here, probably best to go attack them over in the Clear Light Dome."
Guess I'll do a culture check about both that building and that dome.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's plenty. So yeah, Asana Town has a small dome connected to it that will. Let's see. I think I might actually have this on a map to show you, folks. Ah, indeed. So on this map, Asana Town is the main dome over on the left side. To the right, there is Clear Light, which is another dome that possesses what's called the Horizon House. It was a beautiful. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine.
I just remembered in the middle. That's where the government is,
Yes.
right? Like all the important.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's a beautiful white building that was discovered by the residents of Asana Town when they moved in, and they decided that would be a good place to conduct government business from. So that is where any of the leadership of Asana Town typically resides, or at least goes to make important Asana Town related decisions. And that is apparently where they're being held.
What's that weird, evil-looking, eye-looking thing in the bottom right corner?
Eye-looking thing in the bottom right corner.
The red square.
Oh, the red square is from a PDF that had text over it, but because of the way that I copied the image from the PDF, the text is not over it.
And
That
to
is
be
fair.
clear, the lines to the west and south, those are two like other major domes, and those are blocked off by the collective.
Yes, currently all domes are cordoned off, but Nib explains that, well, it's in the best interests of the Sunrise Collective to keep things functioning for the most part. There's a lot of commerce that goes back and forth from Asana Town to Clear Light. They're trying to maintain some sense of normal for the Lashunta citizens, so as a result, they're still letting people use the line crawler from Asana Town to Clear Light. And if you remain inconspicuous enough, they might just let you through. Which means, and she looks at all of you and your weapons and goes, you might not want to be openly carrying weapons when you come through.
Huh. Won't be a problem for some of us.
Exactly.
Yeah, but not all of us. I don't know what to do without my weapon.
Will they let through non-Lashunta?
Oh, yeah. The thing is, there's a misunderstanding. People think that they're trying to round up every non-Lashunta. That's not the case, at least currently, because there's too many non-Lashunta to just do that, at least right now. So they're letting others keep doing their jobs as long as they're not disruptive or very vocally anti-Sunrise Collective. But I mean, who couldn't be anti-Sunrise Collective? It's just the people. They're just going after the people who don't bite their tongues.
Well, we need some sort of cover. Maybe we're government officials traveling to our work.
Or we could be bringing some kind of shipment from one dome to another. That way we could hide the weapons amongst them.
We still have the squad cars. We could just pretend to be officers trying to respond to a call.
It's true.
it-
They did have a
it-
Skittermander officer back at that checkpoint.
It does occur to you that the squad cars would not fit on the line crawler itself. So
That's fair.
But if we showed up in squad cars, maybe. I don't know. Gur goes back to bandaging his wounds.
No, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
sound plan.
actually, if I could grab a perception check from y'all, maybe some additional
course,
options would be revealed.
Ooh, perception. I'm good at that.
That's a 24. Papa
Okay.
Tates.
Oh yeah, let's
Uh,
call them out. So that's
right.
a 9 from Garuk, 19 from Ninden, 24 from Kalen, 20 from Hirrald, and 18 from Mouse.
Indeed. So, Kalen and Hirrald, you're normally really good at this espionage stuff, so you catch small details even when you're not necessarily trying to. You noticed as you were re-entering this apartment, there was a maintenance staff closet. You think that maybe it's possible that you could get some disguise action going on and maybe get everyone to appear as some sort of maintenance staff.
Yeah, everyone change
Right.
your skin to look like you're part of a maintenance crew.
Not their skin, Hirrald.
Oh, your clothes, sorry.
Goes and opens the maintenance closet and gets the uniforms.
All right.
All right.
You are able to find exactly 4 uniforms in the maintenance closet, and some duffel bags and some other stuff, tools and that sort of thing.
Maybe a
make it look
toolbox
official.
that, like, mouse can put a weapon in. Maybe leaf.
Oh, excellent.
I mean, Gur.
I imagine those duffel bags will do great for stuffing weapons in, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hirrald will, after we take all this stuff, leave a cred stick behind with like 15 credits, way higher than the value of the stuff we took, and a little post-it note with a "We're sorry."
Ninden nods approvingly.
Well, we're stealing their stuff.
The company will replace it, Hirrald. Come on.
Well, then we're giving it to the company. Corporations are people too, Kylan.
Gur, as soon as everybody leaves, pockets the 15 credits.
Brutal.
Yikes.
So when you come back, Nib's like, "Oh, that's smart. That'll work great. Okay, tell you what, you guys look beat up. I'll just keep monitoring this pirate channel I'm on, and I'll try and come up with a good plan for you guys. How's that?"
Sure. Am I beat up though? Hold on, let me check my resolve.
Not
Can
all
we
of
have-
you look beat
Sounds
up.
like a long rest to me.
Yeah.
Can
Trust
I
me,
have
don't-
access to that channel, by the way?
Oh, sure. She takes time to sit down and install the proper applications and help you make the correct modifications so that your comm unit can start interpreting these ancient radio signals that nobody uses, especially not for data. Like if you guys have ever used a cell phone on 1x RTT data, that's basically what we're talking about. It's not good. So
you're saying it's an old code, but it still checks out?
sure. It's largely text based. Nobody will send anything bigger than just a few kilobytes of data.
When you load an image, it like loads from the top line to the next line of pixels. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like looking at porn in the
painful.
90s, man.
Yeah.
Just line by line.
I'm feeling
And
pretty
this is
triggered
why
right now.
we're-
Let's move on.
And this is why we're rated MA. I
Yeah.
can't wait for the cool
Hey, yeah,
PG-13
yeah.
club.
Any new viewers? Yeah, this show straight up horny. We get dirty over here. This is
We
not-
really need to
Dad,
put
you're
a,
so
like,
embarrassing.
I don't know, something.
All right, we take a
You
long
just
rest.
tell people
Hirrald
to bed.
accomplishes this by just going back over to that vase, and he looks like he's about to puke into it, but then his head sort of melts into it, and then he like upends himself so his like legs are pointing up, and as he wiggles his legs, his like shoulders slump back, and he just gets slurped up into the vase, and then 2 little eyes float up to the top.
Simon, what the pronk?
It's disgusting
God.
and yet cute at the same time.
Oh, it's so great. I
Oh
love it.
boy, yeah,
Um,
fantastic. Gur is going to visit Ninden's room in the night and ask him about that mall.
Oh, you're all sleeping in the living room.
In the night.
In the night, Gur
In
visits
a visit?
Ninden's couch.
excellent. Actually, Ninden, I'm glad that I get to mention this. Ninden has a heckin' hammock that is like it's from the
So
armory.
do
It has-
I.
Right? Oh my god, this is the best.
Hammock buddy.
Buddies.
So we actually, I imagine we have ours set up in like bunk
Absolutely.
bed fashion, but
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Ninden like peeks over the side of his hammock at Gur. He's like, hey Gur. So that maul that I got on the Breath of Embers, I tried using it while I was separated from you all. It turned out to not really be much better than what I can already do. I don't know that. Don't tell the others this, but I don't know that I'm quite strong enough to make good use of it. So I was thinking it would be better in your hands. And he passes down the maul, which was obviously he was sleeping with.
Obviously.
Yes. And so now you are in possession of one Alphys Frost Maul, which is pretty cool. Does a D8 of bludgeoning and cold for those of you listening at home. Critical effect of staggered. And it has the powered usage 2 and sunder abilities, or special property.
It's a very tsundere hammer.
Yes.
It only acts like it doesn't like you.
Yeah, I've PM'd you the stats on it as well.
Got it.
All right. Now that my eyes are done glazing over, you all take a
Please.
You all take a long rest, if so desired. Do not pull a Tyler in Cosmic's 118 run and decide not to rest, please.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Does anything else need to be taken care of, or are we ready to spring into action?
Dungeon mode.
I just wanted to be known that it does not have the critical effect of stagger. It has the critical effect of stagger.
I don't get it.
Oh. It's a play on his name.
It's a
Oh. It was too close.
Blink and you'll miss it. So yeah. When you wake up, both Teres and Nib have begrudgingly worked together to come up with a plan based on information being shared over this pirate station. One of the sources at Clearlight Station has got a schedule for the guards. So what they suggest is maybe you show up right before the guards change shifts, like maybe just 15 minutes before, so that particular set of guards might be exhausted, ready to go home, maybe have used since they're Lashunta, they have the ability to detect thoughts and read minds just naturally, and maybe they will have used that ability already at that point. Sounds like it might be your best bet to get in undetected.
We do that.
Sounds like a good plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. I'll go back to my Lashunta form. Oh, what was his name again? Demishki?
It was Takrishti.
Oh, right. Yes.
Christy for short.
Christy.
Turn back into Christy.
Christy, if you're nasty.
Hirrald is nasty.
Christy, if you like to shut down beaches and take...
Hey.
Big...
hey.
Sorry.
Right, Get it.
So does are we gonna pile back into the squad cars, or are you gonna hoof it to the line crawler station?
We might as well take the cars. Everybody think thoughts about maintenance, okay?
Maintenance.
Yeah,
Is it working?
So actually, if I could get a disguise check from everybody.
Oh dear.
It's not a trained only skill, and don't worry, you're gonna get a bonus.
It's not, and we have disguises.
You do have disguises, which.
Oh, I rolled a 19.
But that is a 1.
Oh no! Oh
No.
no!
Not only is that a 1, that's 2 ones.
Hirrald's bonus is ridiculous. So.
I don't even want to roll.
Folks, I got a 19 on the die.
Look at
I rolled
Ninden.
a 6. It's like,
I'm maintenance worker. Yep.
Oh Christ!
Ninden, just being on his own, melts into the crowd as we approach the station.
Well, no. So like Ninden, like he finishes putting on the outfit, and he's like, "Wow, this actually fits really well." And then he looks at the others, and they're like trying to put pants on their head. So just to call it out for people listening, Ninden got a 19, Caitlin got a 1, Hirrald got a 9.
Well, Hirrald got a 19 with the change form.
Oh, sure. But it's still a natural 1.
Sure.
And both Mouse and Gur got a 6. So this is the disguise before you leave the apartment. I would say that, Hirrald, you could probably notice that this disguise just is not working. Right now. If you'd like to have everyone give it another shot.
Yeah, I like to imagine Gur put on the jumpsuit and he went to zip it up and the zipper just busted because his chest is just so big.
That's
so
totally
beefy.
what it is. Yeah.
Oh yes, that's
Oh,
why.
why don't the three of you try again? Wrong voice. Who I shouldn't even be talking. Why don't the three of you try again? Maybe zip the thing up all the way. Maybe put your name tags on upright. Maybe put your guns inside of your clothes instead of just hanging loosely.
Oh, fine.
Yeah,
could
come
put
on,
it-
Gur, it's not that hard.
I get a 9. Great, you got me 3 more points. Thanks.
Oh no. There was another 6.
Oh, here, can I
Okay.
assist them actually? That would make sense.
Yeah, go ahead and assist them.
Alright, I'll roll for the three of them. Mouse, then Garuk, then Kalen.
I think you auto succeed on all of these, don't you?
My disguise is a +8.
Okay. Never mind.
So not quite.
Hirrald
you do-
just
you
fixes
do
all
a-
the costumes.
Yeah. He just goes around and he's like, it'll do. So this will boost. We'll say that with your average plus the circumstance bonus, because you have the disguise, you're probably looking at an average of about 16 to 17 with your disguise check, somewhere around that range. So, not the worst.
It's all right. Gur knows how this goes. He just keeps his mouth shut.
Yeah, that's a really good tip for anybody who wants to get somewhere they're not necessarily supposed to be. Just act like you're supposed to be there. It works just fine. I've done it in the past. I won't say for what, but it
Yeah.
does totally work.
Not
It'd be amazing
It really
places
does.
that I can get with a clipboard and the right attitude. Deacon,
Absolutely.
follow for it.
applicable outside of game.
All right. Yeah, see? These games, these tabletop games, they teach you real life skills. It's true. Okay, with that, you all pile into the squad cars, and I imagine you probably get out of them like maybe a few blocks away from the line crawler station itself, so you don't have
Yeah,
some
maintenance
intense
crew getting
people-
out of police cars would be weird.
that would
Yeah,
be
we
cool.
should probably just walk.
Oh,
Shout out.
Yeah, there you go, Nick. Go ahead.
CC just donated 5 rerolls and 1 crit to use today.
Ooh.
What?
Thank you, Cosmic
Thank
Crit.
you so much.
Whoa!
You guys
Patrick!
rule big shout out
So much love.
Yeah.
for putting this whole, I guess
Oh.
Odin probably did most of the work as the VA. But putting this weekend together and raising all this money for Doctors Without Borders is pretty amazing.
Maybe he's just apologizing because his team kicked your guys' butts last night.
You know what? No, they didn't.
They would have
That was down to
won.
the last Tekken roll. If
That-
Kaylin had got Kaz,
Yeah.
everything would have been different.
Be sure that game still deserves an asterisk next to it.
Rematch!
But anyway, Cosmic Crew,
bro.
thank you so much for all the wonderful things you just donated to us, right, guys?
Yeah,
Right,
no,
yes,
right.
that, yes, thank you.
I love Cosmic Crew.
You thank him. I'm bitter.
I'm too busy being bitter to thank them.
In all seriousness, like all the joking aside, you guys are absolutely great, and it was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And all smack talk is purely in the interest of getting to play with you again.
Yeah.
Mm. We will
Yeah,
smack
but
talk with you until you play with us again.
Sundar Starfinder. Oh, my asterisk. Now it smells like doo-doo. Let's ignore the chat for a moment.
Wow!
Them's are fighting words.
Or would
Fighting
like to
words.
rage.
Yeah. I would very much like to rage.
Does Gur have the rage ability? Has he unlocked that yet?
You are God. You get to decide that.
I'll figure it
He's
out.
a soldier, not a barbarian.
So yeah.
All right, so we're on our way to the police station. Yes.
Yes, as you make your way through the streets of Asana Town, the mood is very different from when you first arrived. The streets are almost barren at this point. You do see Lashunta trying to go about their daily activities, but it's very clear in the posture and the looks on everyone's faces that this is not the Asana Town that they know. So it's a very surreal experience for everyone. But you are able to, unimpeded, get a few blocks within the line crawler station and pile out of your car. The line crawler station itself is not very heavily guarded because it is connected to Clearlight, which is technically still part of Asana Town. So you are not stopped from boarding the line crawler. So you make your way.
Nice.
Cool.
The line crawler itself does not have many people on it. There's mostly Lashunta, but you do see that there are other non-Lashunta like yourselves riding. Here.
Say quietly.
Yeah, it looks like
Don't cause a scene.
everybody here is feeling really nervous because they don't know how this is going to go down when they get to Clearlight. Like this is normally this is just how they get to work, but who knows what's going to happen once they get there today.
Are there
Seth,
any?
Is this?
Oh, go for it.
How long has it been since the occupation began? 2 days? Now?
We're going close to 2 days now. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Are there any black milk advertisements on the subway train?
I think
well-
there would have to be, right?
Well, again, the infosphere is down.
Oh, right.
So
No, it's all
no,
just
yeah.
propaganda.
There weren't any local copies? There weren't any local copies of the black milk advertisement?
Black milk isn't
well,
even
It's really
centered
more
on
of
the
a
sun.
Neoxian thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, do you have any idea how hard it is to produce like 24-hour media for a subjugated population who is used to having access to the internet? You gotta filter it, not block it completely. Otherwise, you'll have riots because people don't have internet.
No, look, they have
This is
plenty of media.
Occupation 101.
They have plenty of media. It's just all propaganda.
Yeah, you know,
How do
Zaylin
they have
pops
that much
up on the
propaganda?
camera. Zaylin pops up on the camera every once in a while to assure people that everything's going smoothly and that sort of thing. But that's mostly what you get. Aside from that, it's just a looping image of the Sunrise Collective banner with a doofy little patriotic tune playing.
Oh, we have to take these guys down. That's bad content. We gotta.
Unlike Survival Deathmatch Extreme!
Yes, that is the reason that we have to take these folks down.
I don't know why, but I feel compelled to save Survival Deathmatch Extreme.
Survival Deathmatch Extreme?
Odd.
It echoes in our brains.
Gur has a strange flashback to a horrible deathmatch arena and then slowly melting away at the end there into nothingness.
After
And
beheading
if this is
a
confusing
goblin,
to you,
literally beheading a goblin with a chainsaw.
Something chopping things in half with chainsaws, killing Cosmic Crit's most beloved character. Hatred from everywhere.
I don't know.
And-
I think Cosmic Crit's most beloved character is Kaz. Looks at camera.
Kaz!
and if this is confusing to any of you out there, first of all, I doubt it, since most of our viewers were probably there last night, unless you're a new one. Welcome, welcome. But we should, I don't know, that might pop up later.
Yeah. All right. So, when you get to the line crawler, does anybody want to talk about anything on the way to Clearlight, or is it just a silent ride?
I imagine the whole train is pretty silent if everybody's as nervous as you said.
Yeah.
So,
Generally speaking.
I
yeah,
mean- The best way to fit it is probably to sit in awkward silence, like look at our tools, Since nobody has internet on their communins, we can't look at those.
Yeah. So
Adjusts his suit several times very uncomfortably. He doesn't do jumpsuits.
right.
What's something
All
to
right.
say?
So upon exiting the line crawler at the station, a much smaller scale version of the checkpoint you saw at Laobu appears to be set up here. Like at Laobu, there are 3 guards overseeing the operation. However, all 3 of them are Sunrise Collective. It would seem that the closer you get to the headquarters of the Sunrise Collective, the fewer brass dragons are in employ. It's fairly clear that you've arrived at the correct time, as per Nib's plan. The men here appear to be quite tired, and an extended examination would tell you that they're a bit lax in their checks. They're just kind of going through the motions at this point, waiting for their shift to end.
All right, everyone. Everyone's got to make a new identity for themselves to really submerge yourself in the disguise. I'm Gus, the maintenance man.
All right, guys.
With a
Everybody
dark
else
secret.
just
With the Dark Seeker, everyone come up with a real convoluted backstory for your maintenance worker, real quick.
Hirrald, yes, do your backstory thing. Everybody else just think about, I don't know, pipes or something.
My
got fixing the
convoluted
ship.
backstory for my mechanic is that he bizarrely got nearly killed in a military excursion. He doesn't know why he was there, but then all of a sudden he gained these entropic powers.
That's good. It's
Yeah,
real good material there.
My guy's name is Jur, and he does space stuff.
Space stuff. Got it. All right, let's go, crew. We got some real leaky pipes to screw. Wrench.
You follow Hirrald as he struts confidently into the checkpoint.
So as you approach, the person who appears to be running the line that you have entered takes a cursory look at all of you and starts writing down information. He's like, "You guys here to fix the issue at Horizon House?"
Yep, the issue. That's definitely it. Can you give me has there been any developments on that issue? Just gotta make sure we got all the right tools. I'm Gus. Gus is my name. Gus Mechanics.
Oh my god.
He looks at Hirrald and kind of narrows his eyes a little bit, and he goes, "Nope. Just a bug infestation in the bathroom. The tub has, I think it's from what I hear, has completely collapsed at this point. So
Oh yeah, it's a real common issue. We should be able to get that sorted out right quick.
Because I'm Gus, and I'm great.
Can you please give me a bluff check?"
And do not forget that you have rerolls.
That's a very good
Below
point.
average.
Hey, that wasn't awful.
You guys think
Hey,
I
what
should
is
re-roll the 7? So that was a
I-
modded 18, nat 7.
What do you guys
We
think?
have 5 rerolls. This seems like a pretty important point.
Yeah, but there's a 6 out of 20 chance it'll get worse.
But he is looking tired and like he's not like trying very hard to do his job. So maybe
Yeah, let's sit on that 18.
I-
18 feels good.
Yeah,
We're level
I was
2.
gonna say, here, we'll throw you an assistance if you're really that worried about it. Gur will open his mouth.
No,
oh,
it's
You use a
wait.
reroll.
I was absolutely kidding. I did not actually mean to click the bluff button, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
sorry.
no.
As soon as Gur opens his mouth, Gus reaches back and closes his mouth.
give me a reflex save.
Gur went to open his mouth but coughs profusely.
15
All right,
reflex.
You got it. No, it's the sort of thing where Gur starts to open his mouth, and then Hirrald like very quickly just whips him right in the solar plexus. And so like Gur's about to say something, he's just like,
All right, which way to the pipe room with the bugs?
he just leans over and thumbs towards a window, and off in the distance you can see the Horizon House. It's not a small structure.
Yeah,
So,
I was hoping you could. All right, never mind. I'll probably be able to find that out. I'm Gus. I'm great at navigating interior spaces.
Yeah.
Great.
We
Yeah,
move past.
I have confidence that you'll get the job done. All right. No longer
Oh,
sounds
goodness.
like.
So we head towards this Horizon House place.
You do.
We'll probably want to scope it out a bit. Or you guys think we'll want to walk
Yes.
right in?
So, yeah, let me get that, because I didn't have Ninden with you guys at Laobu, so I need to grab his token and
Oh yeah,
rearrange
yeah,
some
he
stuff.
won't be on the map.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. So in the meantime,
Yeah.
welcome
In the
to
meantime.
Clearlight. Welcome to Clearlight. There's you emerge from the line crawler station, surrounded in greens. It's a very long park with roads up along either side. You can see around this line crawler station, different encampments have been set up here with familiar armored vans with the Sunrise Collective logo on them. You can see soldiers moving about their daily tasks. The roads themselves that are more designed for cars, you guys have a walkway you can use that goes straight through the trees and grass that goes directly to the house. A taller set of familiar metallic buildings are in the distance behind Horizon House. Clearlight also has kind of like a smaller city situation, kind of like a Sonatown, but that's more for where diplomats and more important people and the commuters would tend to work in this day. You are able to approach Horizon House without too much resistance because you did not cause a scene and you have a disguise. None of the soldiers seem to come over to stop you. Everyone just kind of assumes that you're supposed to be here. Apologizes, not letting me
Ugh,
party.
I said
Roll
something
20.
witty and it got lost to the mute.
Oh no!
You
what
can
did
say it again. We won't know.
Oh, well, then I already told you now.
Say it again.
I said it's all about the confidence. We'll just walk right in the front door.
So, let's see here. I see that a couple of you are still missing stuff. Did you forget to restore your hit points? And
Oh, we haven't seen our tokens
We
yet.
were away
haven't
from the
gotten a
token
chance.
page.
You should be able to do it in your character sheet if they're linked.
Either way, I can't see anything, so I'll fix it when the time comes.
okay, sorry about that.
I actually just fixed it. So
Roll 20 is moving like a dog.
Oh,
Please,
gosh darn,
I
roll 20
appreciate-
sometimes.
Hey, did you all ever hear anything about that weird Sheeran and the drone that tried to get onto our ship?
Oh. Sorry, no, I'm Gus. Nope, didn't really look into that whatsoever. You're right. I should probably ask Nib.
Just something I don't want to forget.
Already forgotten.
Forgotten what?
Well, looks like we got to the front of the house.
well, here we are.
So, did you want to scout out the Horizon House a little bit as you approach?
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Gur doesn't, but
Sure.
Leaf does.
Yeah, sure.
I think it'd be
Yeah,
kind of
maybe
weird
make
if
a
a
note,
maintenance
but not-
person sort of circled the building. Actually, no, I guess that's not weird at all.
That sounds very normal, actually.
Yeah, come to think of it.
Ran for Hirrald to not get that though. Everything is suspicious.
Motivated for her
Ice
too? I don't know.
So, yeah, you do notice that there are, aside from the portico at the front of the...
Ooh, mouse
Horizon
rolled a
House.
25. Sorry.
Oh, wow. Yeah, mouse got 25. Ninden, Kalen, and Mouse, you do notice a door on the east side of the house as you approach, which appears to be unguarded. But there's also this main entrance here, so you do have a possibility of 2 entrances. As you approach the Horizon House, you ascend a set of sparkling stairs that leads up to a columned portico. This pristine white building extends to your east and west in 2 asymmetrical wings, the west appearing to take up the bulk of the structure. Your guess is that this is where most of the politics happen. So, would you like to approach the front door, or would you like to try to go to the eastern entrance, which is actually on the other side of the building?
Let's go
Escort.
to the eastern entrance.
Okay. Here, I will move you, since I am blessed with sight.
You are indeed as
The true
the
sight?
omnipotent power in this universe.
Oh no, I accidentally revealed some stuff, I feel like.
No, doesn't look like it.
Fool! You foolish fool!
Did I
The
not?
camera.
Well, you revealed
camera sees some stuff. But
Yeah, you revealed the layout, but we
Oh.
don't see any of the tokens.
Okay. So, yes, you are at the eastern door. See here, what room is this? Please reveal yourself.
Ninden looks at the others and then goes to open the door.
Does anyone want to stop Ninden?
Nope, Bear's just gonna ready his new hammer and that frag grenade that he's got.
Won't anybody
Maybe
stop him?
Ninden, maybe Hirrald and I could do this. I'm stealthy, and Hirald's a good liar.
Oh, I simply want to open the door. But yes, if you would like to open it, that's fine.
Yes, I would.
And she opens it.
Why?
Okay. Do you should now be able to see.
I
We
cannot.
see robots.
I can see. I
Alright.
can fight.
So as you
no.
open the door, this room appears to be a museum. This gilded room rises to a higher ceiling than, well, never mind. That description does not work when you enter from this side. It's a high ceiling. Its walls are occupied by paintings that depict what appear to be an interpretation of the discovery of the archipelago and its settling. The majority of these paintings, however, focus on critical moments essential to the development of the Sonatown. The insides of the doors, even, are engraved with similar imagery. Freestanding, transparent cases in the center of the room contain various curious items, which may be related to a Sonatown in some way. But you don't exactly have time to determine their significance because you find yourself beset upon by what appears to be a pair of security robots.
Oh no.
I'll say real quickly, we're maintenance workers, and I'm Gus.
The greatest.
All right, we are in initiative.
Woof.
Aw. That they don't believe that we're maintenance?
I got the exact same roll I did last
my
night.
God.
Last night. 302. So bitter.
Seth, I rolled initiative before you cleared it. Could you add a turn for me, and I can add my own initiative?
Is it
You
really good? Is that why you want me to add it?
No, it's actually really bad, and I'm just being a good person.
Oh.
Yeah,
You
we
re-roll
all
it and
got a
type it
7.
in like I did.
I rolled a 703.
Telling me, you know, we should have gone with room service instead, I guess. Maybe they would have believed room service.
Here, I've added my own turn. It's fine.
Oh. Oops. I think we got 2 now.
Ah,
That's fine.
all right. It's fine. This is fine. I just rolled a 21 on my second roll, so I'll take the 703.
You can use one of the rerolls and take that 21 if you want.
And definitely not worth
Right?
it.
Yeah.
It is just
Initiative
initiative.
probably not the best thing to spend rerolls on.
Well, I don't know. When you're an entropic wizard.
It's true.
Part entropic wizard. I'm thinking I should make that a roll since I have mod powers and just give it to myself. Like on the Discord.
Push this up here.
Yeah, you can do that.
I think that would fall under the don't abuse clause, though.
You turned off
Yeah.
the initiative again.
I'm turning down the music a little bit. Sorry about that. Oh, did I? I did. I'm
Yeah, you can't just go giving yourself grandiose titles, Mac. Just, you know?
But Part Entropic Wizard is so cool.
And it's
Right.
very, very cool, but
You know what? Okay, I'll settle for. I'll change my nickname to Part Entropic Wizard.
okay. I guess.
Well, that is neither here nor Seth. You closed it again.
Okay, look, I'm trying to do a lot of stuff here.
Homie, let me help you. Let me help
Really?
you.
Roll20 is being a bear right now. I even restarted and it's still like it's frozen currently.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I
Yeah, you tried
cannot-
running it in incognito.
I have not, but I'm thinking I might need.
That
to
solved my problem.
Because right now I
Small
can't
Roll20
even-
tutorial, everyone.
Huh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Roll20 interacts poorly with extensions and add-ons. Oh, you could also
Doesn't-
turn
it
back on
doesn't
hardware extensions since you're no longer streaming.
Oh, that's true. I did have to turn off hardware acceleration. That's probably why it's running like doo-doo. Okay. Anyway, so what you see are a pair of security drones. We're finally in business.
Am I pronking first with my 11? Oh my
That's-
fucking... I mean,
That's bad.
pronking? Wow. I guess I'm still before the drones.
Yes, you are before the drones. So you witness two of these. The blue one is hovering just fine, operating correctly. The red one is actually not fine. It is not flying, and it's currently using its legs to rotate in place. It does not appear that it has the ability to move, and it looks like it's already sustained some damage at some point.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting. Not
would
knowing
be-
much about robots, Kaylin will pull her static arc pistol, and then she'll ready an action to throw some small piece of debris at it if it goes to attack. But in the meantime, she's like, Mouse, that robot's acting funny. And
Do I need to wait for my turn to do a computer check as to what might have happened to it?
I mean, who knows what happened to it? But what you can do is you can do a engineering check to try and learn some stuff about them.
Cool. I do it now.
Okay.
I
Oh,
roll
yeah, I
a
think-
24.
I think
Yeah.
that's enough to learn just about everything that there is to know.
Oh yeah, these things.
So yes, you know that they are vulnerable to crits and electricity damage. They have a fly speed of about 30 feet. They have a slam attack and an integrated pulse caster pistol that is a non-lethal electricity damage weapon that they will leverage against people, as well as a sticky grenade. I think that's really all that you... They also have typical construct immunities, so... I'm sure we'll have to look that up at some point.
I'll go ahead and pull him up for when we need him.
Okie doke. So you know that electricity hurts them bad. So Kaylin, you are taking out your static arc pistol and readying an action to use telekinetic projectile if one of them attacks. Is that right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. It is Blue Drone's turn, and it whirs menacingly. It does not have any annoying intruder alert or anything like that it says. It simply moves in and tries to take a swing at her with its little feetsies.
Ninden would like to take a reaction and use bodyguard.
Ooh, there you go.
I don't think you can when you haven't gone yet.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
you're
You don't have a
right.
reaction yet. You don't have a reaction yet. So, Gur does a 14 hit your KAC.
Nope.
All right.
Has armor now.
Oh, that's right.
Indeed,
Gur
Gur has armor. That's one of the big changes from last night. Now, the red one, however, is going
Hold on. That was an attack.
Oh,
I
yeah.
get to throw something at the red one. That's the one
Okay.
I can see.
You mean blue one?
Well, I was going to
No,
say,
I
red
can't.
red one is about to attack.
All right, I'll wait for the
So-
red one because I can't actually see from where I'm standing. The blue one. It's out of
Right.
sight.
So, yeah, the red one is going to go ahead and try to take a shot at Mouse.
Rude.
Oh my, that's a
And
19.
then I throw something at it.
That's a 19 on the die, so
Ow.
I'm gonna guess that
Ow.
probably hits.
Yeah, that pumpkin hits.
Sorry,
Rude.
Mouse. You will take 5 non-lethal electricity damage.
And as she does a, what's not tacked down in this room?
Oh, there's rocks around you. You're in a park.
A rock flies at the red one and probably misses with a 13.
Oh, it does indeed miss.
Zooms right by it.
Well, it plinks off of it, right? Like it's close enough. It just kind of ricochets off of it.
I'll
Actually,
take it.
would this count as helpless if it can't move? I feel like that would modify its AC.
No, that doesn't count as helpless.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It would say if it was helpless.
It uses its legs to push down on one side, causing it to lean over. And the rock just kind of plinks off harmlessly to the side.
Now I feel bad for throwing a rock at it. Thanks, Tates.
What? It's a robot. It's fine.
Throwing rocks at helpless robots. How dare you? You're supposed to be a role model.
I try so hard.
Brings us to Hirrald.
Hirrald will sort of pat Mouse on the shoulder and say, "Don't worry, Mouse. We're the best maintenance crew in this dome. We've dealt with far worse than this. Remember that time with those house cleaning drones?" And give her back all of her stamina.
All right.
Aw, thanks.
And throw away his move action. Next
That
turn.
is a complete lie, but at the same time, still oddly encouraged.
That's the ticket.
And then Hirrald looks to the trash can to the right, puts his foot down on it, and throws his move action right inside.
Yep.
All right, Ninden.
Ninden is going to move up here, provoking an attack from blue if it has a melee.
Has a slam attack. However, I don't imagine that an 11 is going to hit your KAC.
It's not. So instead, I will hit his EAC.
Mhm. Or at least attempt to.
Yes, with an entropic strike.
Do it.
Hiya! That's no good.
You have 5 rerolls.
I do have 5 rerolls. What do you think,
Not worth
folks?
using yet. I think we should save them.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm going to put my foot down after the break though, because we need to use it or lose it.
Well, absolutely. I'm just saying, it's not even like,
Yeah, no,
when
you're
is
right.
It's a game.
Here, let me do Ninden's
There's
punch.
combat.
There we go. Just a little sound. There we go.
All right.
All right.
That is my turn.
Gur.
Who will move here, and then here. That might have provoked from Red, if Red is capable of taking a reaction.
Believe so. I think drones are basically considered ready to
I've
slam. at
No, I
any
meant
moment.
specifically like with his, jankiness.
I would say that the drone probably can't slam if it doesn't have its primary method of propulsion. Doesn't really
I
make a
will-
lot of sense. So.
I won't argue with that. So Gur gets over here, flanking buddies, takes a smack with
Flanking
his new Frost Maul.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. 15 plus 2 for flanking, and that's 7 damage.
Yes, that is going to be a hit.
Nice hit.
Fantastic.
Let's see.
Gur just kind of winds up with it and takes a big old swing. Yeah, in the background, you might possibly hear "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" playing in a really annoyingly loud level.
I thought it was the perfect level.
I thought it was
Oh,
great.
no.
All right, yeah, the hammer does connect. Frost splashes off of its metal frame as it rattles in midair. Mouse.
All right. Mouse is adjacent to this robot. She doesn't like that. She don't like that at all. She's going to take a 5-foot step back. Does that provoke?
It does not.
Point of
Excellent.
5-foot steps.
And then she shoots.
Okay.
Pew pew.
Awaiting the pew.
Oh!
Oh dear lord.
Oh, use that
no,
reroll.
use the reroll.
Do you?
You can reroll it. Do one of the rerolls. Come on. You got it.
Okay, fine. Okay. Because that wasn't out.
Yeah, it was a nat 1 for the podcast.
For max damage,
Okay.
too. And there's the 21.
There's a
There you go.
21.
For the same damage. For
The
8
same-
damage.
Yeah, for 5 damage.
8 damage.
Because in real life, you wouldn't roll the damage and the
Yep.
attack at the same
You're just
time.
rerolling
Right.
the attack.
Great.
So.
For 8 damage.
Yeah. You line up a shot with your. Which weapon are you using? You're still using the.
This was
azimuth?
the laser rifle because I'm saving the non-fire weapon for
Right.
when I fight
An Ifrit,
3D.
hopefully.
in Ifrit. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Mouse takes a shot. Pew. All right. That brings us over to Kaylin. Back at the turn order. Top of the turn.
These robots are pretty measly looking, honestly. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna throw another rock at the red one. See if we can do 19.
Literally-
Hit it with a rock.
Literally throwing rocks. Okay. Yeah.
I'm literally throwing rocks with my mind powers.
Mind bullets.
These are still technically
No,
mind
no,
bullets.
these are I guess, but they're up to like 5 pounds. This is telekinesis, but it is not mind bullets. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
so
get
that's
our references
telekinesis,
straight.
Kaylin.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's
Um,
Jesus, Kaylin. Yeah.
So that's 4 damage as a rock nails it in the side of the head.
Indeed.
And then, yeah, I like it on this edge. I don't really want to go anywhere. So I will stay right here. That's it. That's all I got.
Okie doke.
Get it, Ninden.
Upon getting smacked, the blue drone will whirl around and try to return in kind. Oof. Only getting a 13 against KAC. Which I believe is a miss.
On whom?
Gur.
That does miss.
Yes, indeed.
Alright, and Red will go ahead and attempt to line up a shot on Ninden, provoking an attack of opportunity if he would like to take it.
Oh, you know I would. Hiya! That's more like it. A 17 is EAC with acid damage.
It takes 5 acid damage as you crunch your. I'm assuming you're just stomping on it because it's on the floor.
Yeah. Reaches
Like,
back
ah.
with his foot.
It's about to shoot me, and
Swats it with his tail.
Yeah.
steps on it, and right after you step on it, it responds by shooting you. I'm going to assume a 19 hits your EAC.
Yeah.
All right.
Hard to miss when his big old booted foot is covering the barrel.
Yeah.
you get shot in the foot.
That's my bad. Ow! Pronk!
You get shot for 3 non-lethal electricity damage. It really smarts.
3 electricity damage.
Non-lethal
Oh.
electricity damage.
Okay. That's not even enough to get an entropy point. Woo, level 2!
All right, so that will bring us back to Hirrald.
Hirrald considers saying something inspiring to Ninden, but decides not to. That was too small of a hit. So instead, he'll fire experimentally with a pistol, getting around here to avoid the cover, and sending a shot in the general vicinity of blue. Let's
Have
see
I told
which.
you about experimenting with guns, Hirrald.
Let's see which wall it hits.
So we're all going to actually land a shot. Oh
my god, that's a 19, ladies and gentlemen.
Surprising Kaylin,
We need
especially.
some heckin' fanfare. Like trumpets, something celebratory.
Sad
especially
trombone.
surprising to Kaylin. Hirrald lands a shot with his static arc pistol. And I believe that, so since it's vulnerable, it's an additional 1.5.
Yes.
It's like an
Yeah, so
Right.
that 3 becomes
So-
a juicy 4.
4.
Oh, don't say
Two
juicy.
levels.
It does not appear to appreciate it. It's hard to tell. It's a robot. Both of these things look like they're about to be bound for the scrap heap. So, Ninden.
Ninden is going to, he's going to take advantage of the fact that this thing is being flanked upon and full attack the
course.
blue one.
Fish for that 20.
Fishing for crits. Not going to
Ooh.
crit, but that's a 13 to hit EAC on the first attack.
Why
Does
is
that
it
hit?
13.
Flanking.
Flanking. Right. No, that is a miss.
Yeah, all right. But a 20 should hit for 6 points of sweet acid damage.
It does, and with a resounding acid splashy crunch, this thing, in fact, goes down.
Very nice.
Crunch. All right.
All right.
Fantastic.
That's my turn.
Grr.
Who is going to move over here to
Hell yeah.
maintain flanking
Woo!
and take a swing. With a 24.
Oh, yeah.
That is a 19 on the die.
Yeah,
Eight
so Gur's Frost Maul comes down and smashes directly in center mass of this robotic creature, and bolts just go shooting every direction, marring various areas in this museum. It is very much dead. And we are out of combat, and I can actually close the initiative window. And it will be okay this time.
Yes, it will.
Gur says home run, is that what I heard? You were muted.
Yes. Sorry. Kurt says
Home run!
home run. Oh, what was a home? Sorry, I blacked out for a second there.
Something about that dream last night.
We're gonna have to put like warnings on the beginning of everywhere else we distribute this that today's episode is part of a special con weekend and you need to go watch everything else because we're like doing an MCU thing here.
I think people will figure out that it's inside and that they should be watching our content and not be plebs if they watch this.
Wow.
Wow.
Gur.
Wow.
Plebs, those are fighting words, Gur.
Wow.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody who even listens just for this episode. My man.
You're not, unless you watch every episode, you're not a true fan. If you watch every episode, you're not a true fan. You're only a true fan if you have spinning blades and a metal base. Okay?
Nice. Good joke.
Thanks. I'll be
Say-
here all.
Oh, like a desk fan. I get it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Hopefully not all week. I've got places to be tonight.
True Kaylin response. All right. Anyways.
All right. After the fight,
Hey, she's got a lot of wisdom, not a lot of intelligence.
So, yeah, I guess we'll look around this room. Can we maybe figure out why there was a broken droid in here?
you imagine that it's probably because somebody tried to come in here before and was only marginally successful in
Yeah.
fighting the drones. Maybe not
I
completely
see.
successful.
Gur would like to try and remove any important bits and pieces from the drones that could be worth money or, usable.
Sure, I will let you know after the game.
Just letting the people know what Gur's doing. He is
Mhm.
pulling shit off of this drone.
He's always grabbing stuff. He just loves
He
that
is.
stuff.
He's
And he's got to be rebuilding those grenades that he hasn't used in combat, I just realized.
The hubcap.
like a hacking mockingbird. Crunking mockingbird.
I think
You mean
you know what?
like
I think
a
hacking okay. I definitely said hecking in front of my students once.
Yeah,
Do
that's
you
fine.
mean Magpie? In that he steals things?
Yes. Ooh,
Raccoon.
shiny.
That one.
Raccoons
one.
do it too.
You know why I do that? It's because Mockingjay. And then I'm like, that's not a real bird. And then I say one or the other, and it's always the right one.
All right.
He seems
After the
happy.
fight, if anybody takes time to examine the cases, you see that they are mostly just mysterious, non-magical relics that the builders of the archipelago are believed to have left behind. A few of the displays also have projectors that have projected written text or holographic recordings from scholars that are speculating on what the function of these relics could have been and what it might tell us about the people who created the Archipelago.
What the function?
Conjunction junction. What is your function?
I'm sure the museum tour they made us do at elementary school on Dawn Shore was even cooler.
Probably.
Let's check out this door.
Which door?
I like the north one. I like the north one.
Yeah, let's do the north one.
Okay. I see. You're following my note plan. I appreciate it.
I see
Ah.
you two are have refined tastes.
Well, since Ninden isn't open the door, Gus will.
That's all right, because Gur's opening the door.
It's
Plot
a
twist.
race.
But Ninden steps through first.
Oh no!
Stairs from the southern side of this room lead down into a large circular room. The domed ceiling of this chamber is decorated with murals of blazing angels in a golden sun. This appears to be a chamber of worship, or a shrine of sorts. If anyone is curious, there is a relatively low mysticism or culture check to determine which god it's a shrine for, if you haven't already.
Oh, Serenray. Is this
No
Serenray?
points for guessing.
Yeah. That's it. It's a 22 for mysticism.
Yeah, it's Saren, right?
Yeah, the main god here.
Right.
The sun god.
Guys, I'm
On-
pretty sure this is a
God
shrine to
is-
Lao Shupo.
My god.
Grandmother's claw. No.
What a twist.
If you like Lao Shupo, there's a prevailing theory that season 2 of Starfinder Society is all about Lao Shupo. Fan theory.
Just
Fan
saying,
theory.
Gur rolled a 3 for those who don't see why I said
Right. So yeah, in this room, there's just cushions on the floor, all aligned, facing an altar on the western side, which appears to be where somebody would deliver sermons, etc. You're familiar enough with this scenario, I imagine.
Yeah, being raised on Dawnshore. I say the equivalent of the mutter the equivalent of the flag allegiance thing. What's that called again?
Sure.
Declaration of
Not-
No,
not
that's
like
not
a
it.
crossing or
No,
something?
the Pledge of Allegiance.
That's the one. Sorry, it's been a long time since elementary school, guys.
Declaration of
Declaration
Independence.
to the independence.
For the Constitution.
Of the goddess of the sun.
Guns, 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 bang, bang.
And also the Fifth Amendment.
To which it stands, one nation.
Okay, all right.
Alright, okay.
One nation
On
on
the
the
sun.
Oh, Liz, high five over
High
the
five.
internet.
Boom.
All right.
Herald opens the
Would you-
door.
Would you like to proceed? Okay.
Yeah. Is it a bathroom?
And it's a
It is
vacuum, in fact.
It is a bath, a room of baths. Does not appear to be like a traditional lavatory. This is specifically just baths.
A bath room.
Oh, you know what they call bathrooms on the elemental plane of fire, Seth?
What was
Lavatories.
that?
Ah.
10 points
And
for
I think that's where we'll stop for today.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for tuning
tuning
in,
in.
All
everybody.
right.
Thank you.
No, no.
So,
Gur walks out of the building.
We're sorry, Seth.
No, it's totally fine. I am the sort of person who usually makes these kind of jokes. It's all
I'm
good.
not sorry.
Good, good.
So in this room, large inset circular tubs about 3 feet deep cover much of the floor. each has a brass spigot, and separated from the other tubs via thin walls is roughly a 5-foot high divider. In the northwestern corner of the room, stairs curve up about 10 feet to a door. And if anybody attempts to use these spigots, you'll notice that they don't have a handle, but when you touch them, they start to dispense warm water. You also notice that there is, in fact, a bath that has a cave-in in it, and you notice a couple of insectoid creatures scuttle into the hole.
Oh no!
Bugs!
I try to figure out what kind of bugs. Gus knows all about bugs, so this should be an easy one.
Sure, okay.
What kind of check is that?
I believe it would be a life science.
Well, can I use bluff because Gus isn't a real person?
Are you trying to bluff the GM into doing a life science check? Is that what's happening?
I think
I think you need to make up a bunch of stuff about bugs. With a
Oh,
bug.
yeah,
I
that's
don't
a-
think he
that's
actually
a-
tells you anything.
That's a tarantula. That's a tarantula, a sun tarantula. They're very common on the sun. You gotta get rid of them by sprinkling some cold water in their tunnels.
Mouse,
Does
did you
anybody
want
have
to,
life science to know
Yeah.
if he's lying?
Mouse, do you
Yeah.
actually want to make a life science check?
Yeah, I'd love to.
I don't really know that much either. I got an 8.
Yeah, sun tarantulas, like I said.
You know enough to identify that that's probably a kefak. It's a small
Just
vermin.
swear at us in Klingon.
Yes,
I
kefak.
think he did.
Kafla. Don't make me discommunicate you or whatever that thing is, where they put their arms over their chest and.
Ooh, and spin around. I saw that episode.
Today's a good day to die.
All right. Anybody who has entered the room, I would like a perception check.
Oh, I'm not in the room.
Keeping it strong with a 13.
I'm
I
not in
got
the
a
room
17.
either. Can I make a perception check?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to pile into the room, you can. It's fine.
No thanks.
I'll tell you that it's not bad.
23.
Mouse. Something catches your attention.
Ooh!
The tub in the southwestern corner. None of these have water in them currently, by the way, despite what the art might indicate. You notice that the drain is not in the center of the tub like it is on the other tubs.
Well, that's weird. I go over to inspect it.
As you inspect it, you notice that the lever that normally controls the drain can be turned instead of pulled. Yes, if you turn it instead of pull it, it opens a hatch.
What if she
to
bops it?
Twist it!
Seth quits.
We need that heckin' slide whistle sound effect, I'm telling you.
I
have a
had
slide
one
whistle at work.
I had one on Sirenscape Online, but not in this current version of Sirenscape.
Or someone could just get a slide whistle. Anyhow, I do so.
I have 2 slide whistles.
Yeah, so if you turn it, what actually happens is rotating around that off-center drain on the bottom of the tub, a hatch opens, leading to a dusty 5-foot wide tunnel that seems to slope down beneath the house and to the west.
Secret tunnel!
Secret
Secret
tunnel.
Secret tunnel. Yes.
Through the building.
Secret, 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 secret tunnel.
I jumped down the hole.
This is a reference I don't understand.
Me
So-
neither.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, guys. Come on.
Captain, no! Don't jump down the.
Jump down the hole.
I
Uh,
jumped after.
No!
It's a surprisingly well maintained nirt tunnel beneath the Horizon House.
All right, drag
Engine
me
is
into
down.
Oh gosh, dang it.
There is actually not a map to bring you to for this. It does lead to another room in the house. Would you like to follow it to its termination?
it. Sure,
Yes,
sure.
Down
All
the
of
hole.
us.
We're going down the hole.
All right. So
They say you give a PC a hole.
Phrasing. Phrasing.
Okay, fine.
Are
You
you still
give a
doing
PC
phrasing?
a secret tunnel. Better for you
That's
and your.
worse.
Okay. So at the end, you notice that there are some stairs leading up to what appear to be a closed hatch above you. Who is first?
If
Ninden shoves
me.
past the
I'm
cap.
pretty sure
No.
Hirrald jumped down the tunnel first.
Yeah, but I can squeeze in around him.
I have
Curious,
the
and I want to get my achievement trophy for today.
I swear to God, I have the compression ability. Okay, I can fit in like a. Well, I guess we already talked about the vase.
Why did I teleport?
Because you went into another room of the house.
Oh, okay.
Upon pushing up on the hatch,
Oh boy.
let me I'm trying this without hardware acceleration. This is not having a good day right now. Let
Oh, no.
me tell you.
Break's probably coming up soon.
Can you
so
tell? Can you like tell
switch
us
it.
faster?
I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
It happens.
Doing my best. People
Sorry.
are
He's
moving.
He's doing a best.
Sorry,
It's
Tate.
happening.
Tate,
It's just like when Geary
Yes,
tries
what's
his
up?
best.
we're gonna do our best.
Yes, that's good.
Let's do our best.
I expect everyone to do their best. Okay. Everybody can see everything. You can see the individuals in this room. Is that correct?
We can indeed.
Okay. As you exit into this room, you see it is a split-level room with engraved walls made out of a rich, dark wood. Polished and dusted, the wall at the first level is lined with tall bookshelves, each filled with tomes occasionally broken up by curious artistic objects that somehow don't feel out of place on a bookshelf. There are tables throughout the room, similarly wooden, but with computer terminals built into them. And there is a circular overlook on the upper level with a brass railing housing several desks with dedicated computer terminals. Currently, the bookshelves on the eastern wall are being rifled through by two youngish Karasha Lashunta women. They check book titles and are reading them out loud towards the overlook. On the overlook is an older-looking Damaya Lashunta who is leafing through a thick tome as she leans against the brass railing, waving her hand dismissively at the two women after each title they read. When you enter, they do take notice immediately. The two younger women on the east side looking at each other for a moment before one draws a long sword and the other takes out a dart rifle.
Whoa,
Before we draw these swords, Hirrald went through the tunnel.
Yeah, look, we're just sorry, we were just called in to deal with the sun tarantula problem.
Uh-huh.
Make a bluff check.
It's funny because I like to just imagine we're all like piling out of the tube without even noticing these people.
And
at
you
first.
all have your weapons now.
Big into each other, just God, Ninden, get it, Ninden, your tail, it's in my face.
Oh, it's a really good bluff, though.
Hirrald rocks a 30.
Look, those sun tarantulas are really dangerous.
Really dangerous. Gur has like a
so-
hammer and a gun and a bunch of grenades.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're wearing your you're wearing your jumpsuits, but you also have a frost maul, a laser rifle.
This is standard sun tarantula extermination equipment, okay? You gotta use your frost mauls because they're vulnerable to frost.
You're putting me in a bind here, man.
You do what you gotta do.
This lady is not dumb.
You have a PC and
I
Estrozoan,
feel
man.
your pain.
Look,
There was-
here. If
no.
you don't trust us, why don't you send your two lackeys over there with us into the sun tarantula room, and they can look at us with their big swords or whatever.
It begins.
So
There was a lot of this in Dead Sons as well.
I'm not gonna
There
lie.
was. There
I'm not gonna
was.
lie.
That's exactly what we did the whole.
I'm not gonna lie. She rolled a 20 on her sense motive.
Oh man.
Natural
Oh.
20.
But does she have a +10 because nat 20 doesn't succeed skill checks?
You're operating at a severe disadvantage.
Hmm.
No.
She closes her tome and sighs loudly, and she says, of course nobody kept you out." She leans down, looking at you all from the railing, and says, "Mel Kobaz didn't clear you. I know you're not actually here for that. Girls, let's take care of him." And it is time to re-enter initiative. We're back in combat.
Can you write down that name she said?
Bum 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 bum.
Mel Kobaz. Let's see here.
All right, 1702.
Oh damn, wrong one.
That's all right. I'll save my good rolls for actual stuff. I don't need to get higher than a 3 on initiative.
I need to get to these ladies.
Melkobaz.
Mel Kobaz.
All right,
Sounds-
Chad, it's your name. It's your job to remember that name, so that next time this guy comes up and Tate's like Melkobaz, and we're like, who the heck is that guy?
Can you
We're
spell that?
players. We forgot all about him. You can remind
The
us.
one with the red dot is currently wielding the long sword, but you see she also has a dart rifle if she decided that she would like to use it. Appears that that's not what she wants to use. Let's see. Oh my gosh. I appreciate your patience as I deal with Roll20 operating.
I can
No
roll
worries.
20
Like
Let us
an ocean.
regale the audience with quick stories of Simon's
The tale-
role in Dead Sons.
Yes. Yes.
There was the time in the elevator in book 5 or book 4, whatever it was, when we were on the control planet. And Simon got some of them to walk into an elevator. He was also playing an Astrozoan then. And he convinced them to come into the elevator where Leaf's giant dragonkin soldier and my Bore Solarian could murder them.
Yes, and they repeated this stunt over and over and over again. My favorite had to be like the very first time though. In I think it was book 3, you guys were fighting the cult of the Devourer, and he just disguises himself as a Devourer cultist. Hey, you guys want to come out here for a minute?
Yeah, yep.
They're
That was
freaking minions. They can't sense his motive. He's the
All right.
And then they got eaten by a jungle monster.
So let me put us back into combat music.
wasn't even fair half the time. You guys just
Hashtag
murdered.
give me back my initiative.
Oh, I'm sorry. So
It's all right. It's really just hilarious at this point. Like one of
Yeah.
those
look.
wonderful absurdities that life throws your way.
Hey, I made the offer. You can run this if you want to.
I'm just commenting on what my favorite philosopher would comment on. That's all.
So the lady with the dart rifle appears to take aim at Gur. I rolled randomly. I'm not punishing you for making fun of me.
I would accept punishment. I don't care. I'm a shitlord.
Tate, it's better drama. Just let the audience believe you hate Luke.
Yes, I hate Leaf. I would rather not have him be in this game, but the others decided they wouldn't play unless I let him.
Yeah.
It's all right. Same.
Introduce
I
some
hate you too.
introduce some fake reality TV show drama.
Yeah, that's
Some
how you get-
WWE.
It'll be great, guys. It'll be great.
People love watching that stuff. Anyway, yeah, does a 18. Hold on, firing through some soft cover there. Kind of a silly move on her part.
She doesn't seem very smart.
She could move first.
They don't seem very intelligent. No, yeah, she could.
She
move,
can
right?
move first. Yeah.
She totally could.
Stop helping, Simon.
But
Team are you on?
seriously though, Hirrald went through first. I should not be in front of him.
Oh, okay.
Kaylin definitely did not come out of that
All right.
secret tunnel before Hirrald did.
So just scoot you around. Just do a little shuffly duffly. Okay.
Shuffly duffly.
Does an 18 hit your KAC?
Do I have cover?
I don't believe so anymore. I forgot that she had a move action.
Then it does.
Okay. She shoots you with an acid dart, dealing 6 acid and piercing damage.
Oh no, Charles, in my head.
All right, and that will bring us to Mouse.
If anybody recognizes that one, they get a cookie.
I recognize it.
Sending you a cookie.
Anybody recognizes that, collect your AARP card.
Oh my god, shut up!
Mouse is going to serendipity, lock on, and tag this one as designated target. Designating target masculinity.
The blue one?
Yes.
Okay.
And what's the negative for soft cover? Because I guess I'm shooting through my friends.
I don't believe that you would get soft cover in this case because I think soft cover only affects you if the soft cover is closer to the thing you're trying to shoot. If I remember correctly.
Awesome.
wrong?
Then I'm just gonna zap her.
I don't think
thought
that's
that
a
was a
rule,
Pathfinderism.
but yeah, I don't
Oh, that's a
think that.
Pathfinderism?
I don't even think it was a Pathfinderism, but you know,
Oh,
we
really?
can do what we want. Ain't no
I do
judges
what I
here.
want, and I shoot her.
We'll just see what the dice say.
22.
Oh, that's gonna hit even with soft cover.
Roll
yeah.
then math.
And 7.
Indeed. Let's see here. When you get that laser shot. Boom.
Pew. Pew, pew.
You nail her in the torso with a laser shot, and she calls out in pain. She's very specifically goes, "In pain!" Ninden.
Ninden, seeing that one is probably not long for this world, is just going to come over to this one, so this one doesn't go over and attack his friends with her sword.
Mhm.
And is just going
So
to
civic-minded.
go for the headbutt. Ooh,
For the
minimum
head.
damage, but it's a 17 to hit EAC with, we'll say, bludgeoning damage this time.
Yeah, no, that's you connect.
I butt her head with my headbutt,
All right.
and that's my turn.
It's an explosive headbutt.
Bonk.
All right. Yeah, she doesn't appreciate it. You suspect that she doesn't like getting hit in the head by somebody else's more substantial and even more spikier head.
And glowing.
Head to head.
A glowing, spiky, substantial head.
Spikes versus antenna. What will win? Spikes. Turns out spikes.
Spikes.
She is going to try to hit you with her long sword.
It
Making
spikes.
Spikes.
It spikes every time.
Ooh. Gosh. Does a 15 hit your KAC?
Does it right now?
I
No.
don't think you have
No,
an
it
entropy.
doesn't.
Okay. Even without the entropy point?
Correct.
Okay. The first one glances off of you, and the second one is rebuffed by your armor so strongly that her sword actually falls out of her hand. She did roll a natural 1 on that
Oh
attack.
no!
So she, after the sword falls from her hand, she looks up at you, quite concerned about her current predicament.
I don't blame her.
Which will bring us to Kaylin.
I'm gonna. She'll use a free action to yell "Move" at Gur, and then I will delay until Gur moves. Or I will, yeah, I will delay until Gur moves.
Okay, I will move you below Gur and make you.
Please and thank you.
You are welcome. Okay. Upon seeing this pathetic display from her hire, the older lady up on the rotunda up here, whatever you want to call this, will roll her eyes and say, "Do I have to do everything?" And she will come down the stairs and attempt to hit you with a jolting surge.
Oh, we got a technomancer. Tough guy.
Does a
Can't
16
breathe.
hit your EAC?
16 does hit.
Okay.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
Isn't it
actually-
something like
Jinkies.
4d6 or something?
It could hurt. The capacity for pain is present. Whether it will actually meter out to pain, I guess.
You're
we'll
just
find
gonna
out.
keep me on tenterhooks, aren't you?
Well, I have to get the dice. It's a lot of d6s really. More than
Yeah,
I
casters
typically
and
need.
D6s, man.
Yeah,
Casters and
no.
D6.
Uh,
I have a separate dice bag for my high level
Oh, for-
Pathfinder wizard that's just D6s.
For Prunk's sake. Okay, she reaches out and manages to get you right in the side of your torso with a gruesome, shocking jolt that does a total of 18 electricity damage.
yikes!
Oh!
Yeah.
All
Ungodly.
right. Believe it or not, I'm not out of stamina yet, by 1 point. I'm down to 1 point of stamina, so I'm still looking all right. I also explode in entropic rage.
Of course you do.
Of course I do, right? All right.
Hirrald, Ninden just took a big ol' hit.
Yeah, he did. Hirrald will shout out, Ninden, hurt the one in the dress! And pointing him towards the Technomancer and giving him 7 stamina, and throwing his move action into the garbage can nearby.
You really got to get something to do with that move action, man.
Yeah,
One of
you
these
do.
days, guys.
Every
one
time
of
you
these.
say it, I'm reminded of that Alfred comic that was posted. I think it was in the memes channel in Nonsense.
It was.
Yeah.
Sassy Alfred, just with the
Sassy
tray,
Alfred.
just dropping in the garbage.
Yeah.
Empty tray.
Thank you, Captain. I will. I'll do my best.
That'll bring us back to Guruk.
Ninden, let's do our best. As Gur contemplates climbing this, how high of a climb is that?
That's about 10 feet, so you could probably make it with a decent athletics check.
Athletics check, you say?
Yes.
Fantastic.
That is typically what one would use to climb.
Oh, that's a low roll though. That's an 11 on the die. Do I make it?
God, what is the skill check?
Going off of last night's rules, yes. It is
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it looks like there's railings that I could use as handhold.
You could probably, clumsily step up on like bookshelves and use those to scale it. So yes, I will allow an 11 to successfully allow you to
Fantastic.
move 10 feet up, which I believe uses up 20 feet of your movement in the process.
So I will just get to. Hold on, I was here. That's 5.
You got it.
10, which is actually what becomes 20. Okay, so yes, I do have it. And so I get here for flanking buddies.
She
Flanking
will take
buddies.
she will take a swipe at you with her survival knife.
Bring it.
Rolling a 1, so she does not hit you.
So she throws her knife in the air.
It looks really cool, but nothing happens.
Cool. All right. Well, Gur, after watching that, kind of looking at her, confused, gives her a little bit of a shrug, and then brings the frostmaul smashing down into her face.
All right.
With an 18 on the die.
Yeah,
and
he
max
does
damage.
Oof. Yeah, that does connect, and she does not appear to enjoy being hit by a maul. I don't think most people would like that.
Go figure.
How much
Not
does she
into
not
it.
like it?
Yeah, same, honestly.
Mood.
Big mood.
Yeah. All right, that will bring us to Kaylin.
Yeah. Well, I'll go. How bad is that boss looking? Is that a boss? I
Oh,
think
she's
I'll-
currently bloodied.
Currently blooding. We'll do a shooting stars and we'll do one to each. Why not?
Okay.
No, Hirrald will say, no, let's take out the bus. Maybe the other two will surrender, and we can all just walk out of here happy and conscious.
All right, sure.
Don't forget to add
Assume
your
all
+1
boss.
to each magic missile. Oh, okay, good.
Oh, I think it's in the macro, yeah.
Last
Oh,
night.
no, I did it 3 times. Just use the first one. I'm sorry.
Oops.
5, 2, 2 is 9. 9 damage to the Technomancer that is being flanked by my friend.
Okay.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah.
Them
so
are my bullets.
3 magical projectiles buffet her at a satisfying staccato set of intervals, and she collapses onto the stairs.
Yeah.
Mystic casts Kill Steal.
I mean,
Kill
kinda.
steal. Kills.
I give you a hard time.
I did 9 points of damage, my friend.
Yeah, I know.
I suppose Hirrald
No.
will make an
Electrocute
attempt
my friend.
and say, ladies, we don't really have any interest in any more bloodshed here. If you just put down your weapons, we can just sort of knock you out, and everyone can sort of like, and you can just say that you put up as hard a fight as you could.
Brawl just kind of manifests a sap.
Or we can tie you up, whatever you think would be most convincing.
Okay. At that, they kind of look between each other. The one next to Ninden, looking particularly panicked in her current arrangement, and the one to the south actually drops her gun.
Sorry,
And
you're a
shouts-
little quiet, Tates.
Yeah, sorry, I was changing sounds. The one to the south drops her acid dart rifle and runs over, shouting, "Quifolia!" And she gets down on her hands and knees.
Not too close, please.
I'll
Don't worry.
stabilize her if you surrender.
They look at each other.
It's a 23 intimidate.
Yeah, they
I
look at
will
each other.
assist with this intimidate.
No one needs to die. Well, I'll do a diplomacy. Yeah, that's Hirrald's thing.
Yeah, you're the good cop. Bad cop.
Not one, huh? That's a
Ooh,
12.
wow.
though.
Oh, reroll!
12.
Oh, we still have 4 left!
Mouse
Pretty
rolls a
intimidating,
20.
though.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, we're awfully intimidating.
Dear Lord.
The good
We
cop
are
is not
terrifying.
is not sufficiently good.
Well, that might actually work in our favor.
Yeah.
Not sure he
these-
can hold
these-
them back.
Out of
these two-
combat.
Yeah, you're out of combat.
I will
Hers intimidation will manifest as bearing down on this one and just kind of trying to remove her weapon.
Yeah.
As they surrender, I will stabilize that Technomancer.
Yeah.
And
They-
then tape them all up with ion tape.
They look like they would like to check on her, but they huddle together. They look like they might be related. They're both very close to each other, and they will. They shut up. They don't talk or anything. It seems like they are very afraid to divulge any information due to fear of their superiors. But
So
they
we'll
will
have to wake up
comply.
that Technomancer. But we should take a break probably and then do that.
Yes, I was going to say after the commotion calms down a little bit, from the southern door you hear what sounds like a canine or a dog of some sort whimpering as if in pain, maybe caught in a trap or something like that.
Oh no, doggy!
We
And
go
we
to
will-
the doggy.
We will go ahead and go to break.
Ah,
So
Ah,
everybody, take this time to prepare a snack, eat the snack, sample the facilities, whatever you would like to do, and
use
we
the
will be
lavatory.
back. The lavatory, yes, and we will be back in about 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone's gullets are full and their bladders are empty, because we have more exploring to do here in the Horizon House. Right before we left off,
I
what's
got
up?
that backwards. Shoot.
Oh, you filled up your bladder and you emptied your gullet?
Yeah, shit.
Oh, that's not good.
Man.
This is why we can't have nice things, Leaf.
Another 15-minute break, guys. We'll be back.
That's a wrap.
I don't know why I ever agreed to let Leaf.
All right. Before we left, the crew intimidated two poor young women who got tied up in a bad crowd into surrendering because they took down their mentor. They are all now, I believe, currently tied up. I assume gagged as well, or is that?
Yeah,
Don't put your
yeah. Gagged is
things
good.
on this.
Well, do you want them to be able to call for help, or
No,
what
no,
are we
hard
doing?
pass. All right.
I guess if it's for the game.
All right, so we'll gag them, and then we'll put them all against the
So
wall,
what-
and then we'll somehow wake up
Ninden's
the
taking a
leader.
10-minute rest.
So while you were busying yourselves securing these combatants so that they cannot combat any further, you did hear what appears to be the sound of a dog whimpering from the southern doorway.
That's right.
Hmm.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
We should check that out.
Is anyone stealthy and wants to peek through the door?
I'm stealthy.
Oh, Mouse, why
Alright.
don't you just do a quick peek-ceroni through that door?
Who are you, me? Peak-saroni?
Caitlin just mouths at Hirrald.
I turn into Tates.
Yeah, so go ahead and make me a stealth check.
Can
Well,
do,
she's-
boss.
While she's doing that, did any of these combatants have grenades on them?
Very good question. Let me research that.
Normally we won't talk too much about loot, guys, but Gur has this weird thing about grenade. Kind of his whole aesthetic, you know.
It's just a little bit obsessed. Just a bit.
Yeah, each of the young ladies had a sticky bomb grenade. Not super
Oh,
exciting for Gur,
fun.
but...
Hey, grenade's a grenade.
Mhm, mhm. So, Mouse has crept up upon the door and...
Mouse
tried
has
to
rolled a 16.
Yes, stealthily attempt to open it. The door does open.
Just a little smidgen.
There you go. And you do in fact see what appears to be a squawks. And it is
Squawks!
walking. It is walking with a limp, and you watch as it disappears into this
Buddy.
door over here.
Buddy, no!
Well, that's weird. There was a squawks in here for some reason. Had a limp.
Gur hears squawks. Immediately, runs up to the door to look. Where to go?
It's like, oh my god, there's a dog? Where?
Hold on a sec, guys. I see a dog.
So I'm a
It
little
was like-
confused. Did it phase through the door, or was that just a turn of phrase?
No, it walked through. It walked through the doorway. It's
Got
open
it. Got
just
it.
a
Not through
sliver.
the door. All right.
No, I mean it did walk through the door. I mean, when you open a door
Uh huh.
and you walk in, it's usually described as walking through the door.
Yes, you're not wrong. But in this game,
She
the
walked
nature
in
of
through
things.
the outdoor.
Yeah, but there's ghosts in this game. Okay.
Yeah,
It's not a ghost squawks.
All right. That's all I fucking wanted to. Pronking wanted to hear.
We just need to know if we should be spooked or not. Okay.
Unless
we should
you're scared
we
of
should
dogs.
start a swear jar.
Fantastic. Well, okay. Gur was tending to his friend Ninden, but as soon as he hears Mouse mention a squawks, he just drops his first aid kit and runs over here.
Mhm.
Well, maybe we should talk to these ladies before we go exploring the rest of the building. Oh,
Gur's
all
already
right.
out the door.
Okay. Upon entering this vast chamber, it becomes apparent that there is no room for subtlety when it comes to the opulence of Horizon House. Another high ceiling awaits you, this time decorated with an artistic representation of the Pact World system. Each planet acting almost as though it were a chandelier hanging from some transparent wire. Curiously, or perhaps not so much, Galarian hangs in its place rather than Absalom Station. The Adari is also missing from this mobile sort of situation going on.
Which one is that?
The Adari is the home world, the home ship of the Kasatha that they arrived in the Pact Worlds on.
So somewhat
Ah,
outdated mobile
Yes.
by a few millennia.
Right.
Well, an unknown number of millennia.
Pre-gap, at the very least, is what appears to be the date of this structure. The window to the southwest looks out over a brass orrery that you noticed upon approaching the Horizon House, which is surrounded by benches. To the northeast, there is a pile of bedding. It's a bunch of cots and such, and you notice that there's some equipment over there as well. But that is all that is in this room.
Fantastic. Gerd leans his head back in and says, "You guys interrogate these ladies. I'm gonna look for that Squawks."
All right, I suppose.
Mouse is interested in this pile of bedding equipment. Who's been living?
You suspect that this may have been something that these soldiers that have occupied this place may have been sleeping on temporarily. However, when you look through the cots and the equipment, you are able to locate a Thunderstrike pulse gauntlet
Ooh.
and 4 hunting rifles,
Yeah.
along
Fun.
with 36 long arm rounds.
36 long arm rounds. Gotcha. Also, hey.
And I sort of like wave at Ninden with the gauntlet, like,
Hey.
Yes.
Do you want it? It's for punching. You like punching.
I do like punching. All right.
We can probably do
yes.
the inventory management off screen though.
I was just wondering if anybody wanted the Thunderstrike pulse gauntlet enough to equip it currently. That's the only reason I brought it up.
Ninden will take it.
Probably not. Oh, okay.
For now.
Surprising.
Do we want to do the interrogation now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Go
you
for it.
can-
Go for it.
you- Go
All
ahead.
right. I guess I'll have Kalen like wake up the Demaya Lashinta,
Mhm.
the Technomancer.
I'll smack him around a little bit, I guess.
She wakes up and
Wakey, wakey.
upon realizing the situation she's in, she looks incredibly angry about it, and she glares at you.
Yes, look, none of us are really happy with how the last couple days have turned out, I assure you. Look, we're not. We don't want to have any more bloodshed, as I was telling your friends here. I'd like all of us to be alive in a week. We're just trying to get a feel for what's going on here. Who's this gentleman you mentioned, Melkabaz?
Is she not? She's not gagged. Is that correct?
Sure. We'll ungag her.
She.
But she's all tied up in stuffs.
oh, and
upon-
we took her comm unit.
Yeah, I imagine so. You probably took anything that was worth anything from her. She, upon being ungagged, will kind of flail backwards onto the stairs and crane her neck towards this eastern door, and shout, "Zaylin! They're here! Zaylin!"
Well,
Hmm.
Pronk.
Gur hears this and starts coming back into the room. Who's yelling? And he gets out his hammer and he gets ready to smack her in the face again.
She's trying to worm her way up the stairs, and she grins, and she's like, "What do you think you're going to do? Just what? There's 5 of you against a militia?" You're idiots.
Don't need to kill the entire militia, just the people in charge, lady.
Zaylin!
All right, knock her out. Good lord.
Gur gags her with a grenade.
Oh God!
Oh, brutal.
He's just leaving it there though. He ain't gonna pull the pin yet. He's just
dear.
gagging her with the grenade, and he
Oh,
he
dear.
does
Like
that. And
the
he
apple
leans really,
in the mouth of a pig.
yeah, precisely, and he
Oh.
leans in real close and just puts a finger up to his mouth and says, "Shh."
The girls over on the eastern wall are whimpering at this point.
And Gur's gonna come up to this door here and ready his maul.
Well?
Perhaps surprisingly, you don't hear anything from the other side of the door.
Well, I suppose they'll probably set a trap for us, right?
Yeah, probably.
Much like we're doing here. Ninden whispers in a loud stage whisper.
Well, I guess I could. Harald looks nervously at Kaylin.
Wow.
Uh,
Why don't you pretend to be her? She's someone important. She was yelling for help.
It's worked very well in the past before.
I suppose. Let's see. Hirrald will lean down carefully and sort of like steady her face, sort of turn her head this way and that to try to get like every single sort of wrinkle, and then in front of her eyes change into her. Skin turning like slightly green. The hair. What does she have there? Sorry, I can't really zoom in.
It's like a mohawk.
it looks like
growing a nice little
It's-
mohawk.
She looks a little bit like the
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
iconic.
the iconic
the
technomancer.
iconic technomancer, because there wasn't art of this character in the book.
Huh. Interesting. You look average.
She's like the Driz Do'Urden of technomancers.
She is. It's true.
Hey.
What was the name that she said again? Hirrald says in
Quefolia.
her voice.
Quefolia is the name that was cried out.
That
Can we get that? Can we get that written down, please?
yeah, that's a
No.
real mouthful.
Pretty,
Uh,
please.
But I meant the name that she called into the other room. Was that Zaylin?
Zaylin, that is in fact the person who made the declaration of
Yeah, I was thinking he sounded
Sunrise
familiar.
Got it.
rule. It would appear that he is over to the east.
All right. Let me try something. I'll usher the ladies into the other room, the south one,
Okay.
and
All of them?
I'll yes, keep them gagged and bound.
Gur is gonna go with to make sure they don't do anything funny.
We'll keep them nearby. Ninden, why don't you just stand around the corner here in case things go wrong? Okay, can you get out of line of sight?
She is already. She is down underneath the
Got it.
the overlook.
Let's use some of those rerolls. I'll open up and open the door.
Okie dokie. Let's see here.
What's up by the door?
Give me a description.
Okay, give me a moment.
I'm an
Hold on.
impatient boy.
I understand. You guys are hopping around the content here. I had to go through a couple pages here. Okay.
Players for you.
So you enter a hall with a polished look, maybe not as ostentatious as the rest of the house, but just as immaculate and precisely designed. On the northern wall, you see a tapestry that stretches from the western side to the east. The tapestry depicts a Lashunta with a golden halo of light, whom stands at a podium addressing a room of other Lashunta. Please make a will save.
While this is going on, not terribly important, but
Is
Gur
it
would like to
22?
actually like to split these guys up.
Oh, you'd like to split them up?
Just take the different lady, put her in the corner down here, and Gur will stand next to her.
Okay. Nothing happens after that. We'll see.
And I don't detect anything?
Nope.
Okay. I will sprint to the other side of the room and sort of feign being a bit more out of breath than I am, and open the next door.
Okay. Let's see here.
Just act like you belong, right?
I'm gonna tell you, this stuff was not in my notes.
I hear you, buddy.
What? No way!
Get ready.
The doors push open easily, revealing another large room beyond. It is mostly circular in shape, the blue walls inset with mirrors at regular intervals, rising to the domed ceiling 40 feet above your head. The light from a model sun near the top reflects from each of these mirrors, illuminating the space. A 5-foot-tall metal stage to the south, wrought to look like dense silver leaves and branches, dominates the western side of the room. This is the stage that you are currently standing on. You see it's accessible from 2 staircases from the east, or the very doors that you came through just now. Looking down from your position, center stage, you see against the northern wall there are 4 Lashunta and formal wear, each manacled and gagged. And farther east is what appears to be a wall of chairs set up in a barricade. Standing near this chairicade, which I have decided to call it.
Boo!
I can do it too.
this pun.
Barricade.
I can do it too. Why are none of my handouts showing up? Oh. Oh, wait. That's why. For some reason, my name got put in the search bar. That's bizarre. You see none other than Zaylin himself. You recognize the man as the one who addressed the banners outside of the Linecrawler station when you first arrived at Asana
Yeah.
Town.
He's the one who's been on a loop.
At his side, roughly 10 feet away, I guess 5 feet away, is a female Ifrit. She wears graphite carbon skin armor and holds an unpowered Doshko in a ready position at her side.
I like her armor.
As
would
I
like you
rush
to
through the
make
door...
a
Oh, sorry.
disguise check, I guess, to try and
Yep.
appear as the person.
That's a 27.
27's pretty good. It's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
All right, and what do you
Sounds
say?
like we're gonna...
Out of breath, I'll say, "They're here. We need to. I need reinforcements."
He narrows his eyes and he goes, "Quifolia, where are Moya and Nalaya?"
They're fighting them. I need one of you to come help.
He leans to try and look down the hallway, noticing that he does not hear any fighting currently. Go ahead and make me a bluff check, please.
Feel free to burn a couple of rerolls if you need to.
So that's above average.
It is.
We do have a bunch of rerolls. You guys want me? How many rerolls do we have?
Yeah, see the potential of getting a lower
There
number
are 4
though.
left.
Yeah, let's reroll.
All right.
Hey.
I will. I am happy to eat crow.
That's a 29.
Okay.
Removes a blackbird from his backpack and begins eating.
Zaylin appears to be convinced. He will look over at the Ifrit next to him, and he'll just kind of give her a nod and say, "Ray, why don't you go check it out? I'll stay here and call for backup."
Yes.
Uh-oh, back up.
You might want to let us know.
Yeah, I'll send a secret message through my comms to say, bringing one over. Be ready in the wood paneled room.
Fantastic. Is there a way we can make sure these people are unconscious quickly?
I mean, they're tied up and gagged. You're fine.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to just like coup de grace non-lethally question mark.
Yeah, well, they're helpless.
Pistol
Yeah.
whip kind of thing, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll just pistol whip this one and remove the grenade from her mouth so I can have that.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
as
Ninden does the
the
same to these two.
as the Ifrit moves up, I'll say something like, "You go first. I'll support you with my spells."
Yes!
Boom.
She looks at you, Gurren, and then if you could please stay in the room you were in. We're gonna be. I'm gonna construct this fucking nightmare. Sorry, Bronking nightmare.
Yes, sir.
of a combat that you have created for me.
No worries.
Sorry.
No, just one
Welcome to
combat.
hell.
I'll close the doors behind us.
It's fine. So when Ray, when you say that to Ray, she just kind of looks at you with a look of utter contempt. You can tell she does not appear to be fully feeling this contract she's in. And
That's
as
okay.
she-
Me neither.
As she passes by you, she turns on her Doshko and emerges from this room, looking left and looking right, failing to notice a mouse immediately. She's like, "What's the idea?"
I'm following behind quickly, like closing the doors behind. Then I'll signal Ninden to come in via my comm as I rush through the door, and say, "There's to the south."
So as that happens,
We roll initiative.
from
Oh. Oh no.
these
We get a
doors,
surprise round.
Balls.
Girl, watch out!
Oh no!
From the doors that the squawks disappeared into, emerge 3 Sunrise Collective soldiers and what could only be described as what looks like a madman from the woods, with the squawks no longer limping at his side.
Oh.
I wanted to fix that squawks, you bastard.
The squawks was a bluff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
I'm
They're
a eat that
mechanically using that
squawks.
thing. That's so cool.
On, boys!
All right. This is going to be absolutely pronking nanners, you guys.
I'm so excited.
This is not at all how this was
could we
supposed to
have-
go.
Could we have messed up your plan anymore?
Probably
My
not.
epic, oh, my
honestly.
epic music at.
Did we pull the entire dungeon? Did we do the thing?
You
Oh, we
pretty
don't
much
have the
did.
boss.
It's like Book 5 Dead Sons all over again.
Okay.
Is it dude?
This is gonna be a little. I appreciate your patience as I make an initiative roll for every single one of these pronk.
Well, maybe we should tell the.
Yeah!
Yeah, tell the story of what happened in Dead Sons.
Yeah,
They already did.
Tell her. No, in book 5 when you pulled the entire dungeon.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of an accident.
My favorite story. Yes, let's hear about this. Because I think Sal saved the day that time.
What do you mean with all the enemies? You mean where Twell exploded on like 15 people and forced 15 reflex saves?
I think we both shined that day. But yes, it was glorious. It was wonderful. And turns out being a large creature with 15-foot reach and greater cleave is a great way to make your GM absolutely hate you.
Well, especially when you're playing with a Astrozoan operative who keeps like, "Hey, Batty, you should come over here. Great idea."
Literally, just imagine Hirrald with his arm around the enemy's shoulder. Just come this way, and there's a dragonkin soldier and oh man, what was Twell? What was
a Bore
yeah
Isoki.
yeah
So
like
a little
so
Isoki.
an undead Yosoki on the other side, like both flanking a door, both with like big clubs over their heads, just big shit-eating grins on their faces, ready to
Yeah. So this
smash whatever came through the door.
Yeah, so this plan works fine sometimes, and sometimes when you're trying to split up groups of enemies, you accidentally create a bigger group of enemies and sort of screw yourself over.
Like you
Seeing
see
here.
now, yes.
Hey,
Nobody bats 100, okay?
permission to burn a reroll on my Nat 1 initiative check?
Please, I think it would be good at this
Go right
point
ahead,
in
yeah.
time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If I didn't,
Oh, that's
Like-
way better.
yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Ninden, flanking buddies.
Ginden. Ner.
OTP.
Gurdon,
I
it's
think- I think-
Gurdon.
I think Gurdon is the parent.
Gurdon is the thing, yes. Okay, somebody explain what is OTP.
One
One true pairing.
You
Perfect.
obviously aren't a shipper.
No. I
It's
Just
when
stop
you-
talking now.
It's when you want two people to get together because they're
Yeah.
just so freaking cute, or
Oh, I
they
get
are
the concept.
together and they're just so freaking cute.
I'm shipping the bromance. It's great. Love you guys.
It's a great romance.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That YouTube
I'm
video.
almost done adding turns. It's
Bro.
almost done.
That's okay. We can bullshit about bromance all day. I mean,
Oh,
bull
yeah.
flame. We should start a swear jar.
Yeah, we really should.
Some mechanical disadvantage you get for swearing.
No, we just need a
Other-
bot that can detect curse words and beeps loudly.
There is a delay,
Yeah.
which tells me there's probably a way to do it.
Other outrageous stories from Dead Sons. There was the time.
The heckin'
Is
chase
everybody in? Do I have everybody?
where your mystic just was like, nope.
I'm
no
in.
chase today. I'm in.
I'm in.
Okay.
Thanks in chat.
Next up.
I
Really, my ex is in chat, guys. Oh no.
What, Ninden, I believe your modifier to your initiative is +3, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
The Squawks gets a pronking turn.
What?
The Squawks has a +4
Oh,
to
no!
its initiative, so.
What?
But it's a tiny little nothing. What does
It's
it do?
Squawks goes
It's-
for.
It's going to
It's
eat
not,
this thing.
actually. So this Squawks, the ones that you're used to are kind of like the smaller, like, feral ones. This appears to be a domesticated, trained Squawks. There's something about its posture that denotes combat readiness, and it appears to 100% obey this fellow here,
How interesting.
the wild man. Which, hey, I'll pop him up so you all can see him.
Yeah, I'd
Yes,
love to.
please.
His name is Chamas, if that matters to anyone.
Oh
It
wow,
matters
he
to
is
the
he is a specimen, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Chamas!
I wrote something about him because if you went through this from east to west, he had a thing. But I basically described him as dressed heavily in furs and other natural materials, a long beard joining his unkempt hair, and framing his wrinkled face. He does appear to wield a bone gauntlet made out of chitin and bony materials. You know, it's very Monster Hunter. So. That is what we're dealing with, and the Squawks at his side will go ahead and charge in to attack Grr.
Bring
The
it.
Squawks lover, of course.
Bring it, bitch.
I love Squawks, and it just like grabs his arm and starts doing the dog shake. He's like, I don't like Squawks anymore.
Oh boy, look at this specimen. Oh, isn't she a beaut?
It's like when you're playing with your cat and he like just fucking tears your arm off, and you just still love him though.
Grr, I have a question for you. Does a
Yes, sir.
21 hit your KAC?
Oh, I don't know. Does the 21 hit my case?
I'll roll the damage.
That's
now.
you. That's what you sound like.
That's what.
Yes, so this Squawks runs up and bites at your leg and tugs, dealing 2 piercing damage as it
you
crazy.
You little turd. Ugh.
And you notice that Shamas didn't actually say anything. He just lifted a finger towards you, and that's apparently all it took to get this thing to go after you. So, very well trained. Ninden, it is your turn. It is a target-rich
activated
environment.
Tag.
Oh, the places you may throw.
Ninden, are you muted?
He is indeed.
Yes. Gur, you have that one, right? And Gur,
I
Ninden
got
is
this
going
corner,
to.
you get that corner.
Yeah, we've done this before. Ninden will come over here and punch Greenie.
Okay.
With an he's punching with the hand that has the Thunderstrike gauntlet on it.
Okay.
But he's using it to channel an Entropic Strike, so that only comes up if it's a 20. It's not a 20. It is 4 points of damage.
Okay.
We'll call it just bludgeoning damage.
All right. Yeah. So green, that does hit, dealing 9 bludgeoning damage.
4 bludgeoning damage.
4 bludgeoning. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'll
That
take
may-
9.
That-
Here's the
That
thing.
may be how many hit points it has left, and I may.
5, 9, 4.
Yes, 13, 9, 4, 17 hits damage.
Blue 42. Sup? All right, that's Ninden's turn.
All right.
Fantastic. Move action to draw the sticky grenade.
Okay.
Why not? Let's see
Why
what
not?
happens. This could not possibly be disappointing.
Does throwing a grenade in melee range provoke?
It's
Good
not
question.
a ranged attack, it's a thrown
It's
attack.
a thrown attack, yeah.
I don't think thrown attacks provoke.
Neither
Let me
I'm
check.
do I. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and figure that out, I will go ahead and make up my mind because I didn't really want to throw that sticky grenade. Do I want to throw a sticky grenade?
What you could do is you could take a 5-foot step back and draw the grenade as part of that movement.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah, do that.
That's not
save,
a bad idea.
Save me
Dodge
the
it.
trouble of looking this up.
Okay, yep, we're stepping back, but I will look it up afterwards because this is a rule I should know. And
It
I'm
is a
gonna-
ranged. It is a ranged attack, so it would.
Fantastic.
So there you
So 5-foot shifted guarding step backwards. And as I do, I draw not the sticky grenade. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we're drawing the sticky grenade. You know what, folks? We're gonna do it. We're gonna be non-traditional. And
We're going to
throws
be
the sticky grenade.
non-standard.
Yes, thank you. That intersection there is 25 feet away, I believe. I'm sorry, I've got the wrong selector out.
Okay.
But that doesn't matter. It's within my first increment, which is 35. I'll remind everybody, as a bombard soldier, I can do that. So, all I really need are reflex saves from these guys.
From those 3. Okay.
Those 3 there. Reflex save DC 13, I believe. If it's a level 2 grenade, it might be a level 1 actually. But go ahead, rolls,
While you
and
look that
I'll
up,
let you
I'm
know.
going to make the rolls.
Yes. It is only level 1, so it's in fact a DC
12.
because it's my dex plus the level of the grenade. It's actually technically 1/2 the level of the grenade, but it can't be lower than +1, so. C12s
Okay.
all around.
So both the Squawks and the Sunrise Collective Soldier appear to be entangled in your sticky grenade.
Ha, take
Nice.
that.
Fantastic.
However,
That's what
Chamas-
your web of lies has caught you.
Chamas manages to shrug himself out of it.
Okay.
So I believe the entangled condition, does that make it so that they move at half speed, or what's the deal there?
Yes, I will be looking that up here for you. I think it's green and blue down there's bottom or turn, so not the
Yes.
second. I should have had this pulled up. I apologize. I also believe that with the sticky grenade, that the area around the explosion is now difficult terrain. I'm not 100% certain about that either. I'll look that up too. Just a
Right.
sec. I have the book right now. Go ahead.
It is actually
That
Ren's
is my
turn.
turn.
So
Yes. Oh, it is.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me. Well, didn't Red cert? No, he didn't make it. Okay. If anybody wants to look up the grenade and find out if that's the thing, I will look up the entangled effect. Real quick.
Got you.
Okay. Apologies.
That's
As as we have been told before, sometimes rules happen in game,
Yeah.
and you have to look them up.
It's okay to see real Starfinder. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So
Y'all
okay.
wouldn't be watching a live play if this really, really bothered you.
Oh, you don't
right.
have to accuse them. Jeez.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so creature hit by an entangled weapon becomes entangled until it escapes with an acrobatics check, which is DC 10 plus the weapon's item level plus the attacker's dex mod, which is the same DC as before. Or strength check DC 15 plus the weapon's item level plus the attacker's dexterity mod. So they could make a strength check that would be
that
five
wouldn't be smart.
5 more difficult. I don't know if their strength is 6 more better than their
It's not.
acrobatics. I didn't think so. An entangled creature can't. An entangled creature can attempt such a check as a move action. Some weapons, such as have a maximum duration of Why? I'm under the okay, never mind. It's sending me to a new page now. Love the core rulebook. Fantastic. Okay, 275.
Yeah, I was gonna say you want the entangled edition back.
So here's the deal. It's going to take a move action to try and get out, and it rolled an 18 on the die, so it already unentangles itself with the move action.
Fantastic.
So, does the grenade produce difficult terrain?
Did anybody look that up?
No, it just
It just causes entangled.
Okay, cool.
After doing that, he is going to move into a more advantageous position and leverage his hunting rifle pointed at you, Gur. That is his turn. Ninden. Blue is going to draw. He's going to drop his auto target rifle and attempt to hit you with a longsword that he draws.
Probably a good idea.
I already know that's a miss. It is a 4 on the die, which I believe results in a 10, which is laughable. Which will
Laughable to anybody, let alone the Vanguard.
Which will bring us to Mouse.
Does Hirrald have a melee weapon out?
Afraid not.
Fine. Then she's just gonna use designated target. She doesn't have to say it out loud. She just likes to. And strike from stealth on this Ifrit using her dueling sword.
Ooh. Which means that Ifrit is flat-footed to this attack, I believe.
Yeah.
She's not looking at you right now.
And I'm gonna use a full attack because. Wait, no, I used a move attack to target with. Yeah. Well, girl can dream. No, I missed.
Oh, that isn't.
Reroll.
You have 4 rerolls. However,
three
double
rerolls.
I think we're
that's
down
right.
to 3.
Double, however, you only rolled a 1 on the damage.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe
we'll just
let
miss
this
it.
one slide. Yeah.
Fine.
I believe in Mouse's ability to slay some things. We've seen it before.
Your slash coming from a low height and missing doesn't appear to get her attention.
Good. Then I can try again from stealth.
She's like whoosh, and she's like looking around for where the fight is. She's like,
The AC is weird in this room.
Oh, she declared that to be a full attack, didn't she?
She couldn't.
can't. She targeted.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm keeping track of it. She now has a wrench coming out of her head. Very interesting horn pattern. Okay, we're going to go to Chamas. Unimpeded by that grenade. However, despite the fact that he appears to be ready to fight in a melee capacity, he reaches up with his left hand, his non-gauntleted hand, looking directly at you, Gur, as he walks forward.
Oh
And
boy.
I would like you to make a will save.
I will make a will save. I will make a will save. Ah, yeah, that's a 20.
will!
You do make a will save.
I willed it into being. Thank you.
meaning that you only take 5 psychic damage as he hits you with a mind thrust.
Ow!
Can't have
We've
two
got
technomancers.
This
Oh,
is
That's a
actually
mystic.
mystic.
Thank you much.
Got it.
Technomancers don't get mind thrust. They're
Sorry, all you
useless.
spellcasters look the same to me.
Oh, more spacism.
Whoa.
It comes in all shapes and sizes, folks.
No, wait, what is that? No, is that classism?
Yeah, that's classism.
Yeah,
That's
classism.
legit.
Jingoism.
That's classist warfare. All right, Caitlin, you hear fighting break out in the other room.
Oh, lovely. Got themselves into trouble once again. But this baddie that Hirrald just led into the room looks pretty mean, right?
Oh,
That's
yeah. Look, so you've seen other Brass Dragon soldiers. She's got nicer armor. She looks more weathered. Like, she looks like she's probably operating as some form of battlefield commander for the Brass Dragons.
that would make sense. And Hirrald just let her in here, so I'll go ahead and use another one of my first level spells.
All right.
Cast Shooting Stars Mind Bullets. Once again,
Alright.
firing into this brass dragon for 5, 7, 11 points of just straight up damage.
That is not an
Pew, pew,
insignificant amount of damage. She goes, ah! As she gets impacted by several blasts of energy, and the Doshko is now on and ready for action. That will bring us to Hirrald.
Hirrald keeps moving. He does not like being adjacent to the melee combatant. We're just gonna go into that other room and encourage my now outnumbered friends in that room.
Oh,
You
yeah,
got
never
this
mind.
right, ladies?
Hirrald is confident that the ladies can handle this other lady.
Well, this way he can now see everyone.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like when you have a cat and the cat loves both of the occupants of the house, but both of the occupants in the house are in 2 different rooms. So the cat
You sit in
goes
between.
to a very specific spot where it can see both of the people that it loves at the same time.
Yeah. All of the people I love, surrounded by all the people I hate. I will see Gur sort of nursing some wounds and be like, you've got that. I mean, you've got this, Gur. And give him 7 stamina.
Oh,
And he's back in Hirrald's
thanks,
voice
weird
now.
tentacle man.
He needs it.
Wrong button.
Yeah,
That's a negative
I
7
think you took
button.
away 7. instead of that.
Yeah. Oh God, it's horrible.
That's my turn.
All right. Have you shifted back into Hirrald, in fact, or are you still?
That's a standard action, so no, I guess not.
Oh yeah, you're still Quifolia. That's right. Now with the weirdo Hirrald voice.
right. I think his cover might be a little bit blown.
No.
Maybe not
No.
entirely.
Okay. Reassessing the battlefield. Let me do here. Oh, dear God. So Ray, the Ifrit, has rolled a 19 on the die for perception and notices you, Mouse.
Oh, hi.
Oh no.
She snarls and attempts to hit you doubly with her giant Doshko.
Oh no.
Oh no! Why?
Oh, because you... I am currently tracking
I-
5 different
oh.
enemy stat blocks. I would just like to point
I tried
Yeah,
to
buddy.
distract her, Mouse. I'm sorry.
Let's see here. Oh my gosh, that actually still might hit. No, never
Yeah.
mind. So the first one is no wait. 13 does 13 hit your EAC?
It meets my EAC.
Oh dear.
Because I believe that is what the Doshko attacks, right? EAC.
Yes.
Depends on energy. type.
If it's an energy.
Ember flame. Ember flame.
Yeah, so if it's
Then yep.
fire, it's yep.
Jeez. Okay.
Oh, good girl. We've got an Ember Flame Doshko for you.
So.
Unless we
don't
fall
want them.
down.
I don't want them. These people are on the sun. They're immune to fire. What? There's no point.
Oh no, Mouse.
Oh no, mouse.
Okay.
No,
Oh, no, mouse.
Mouse, please take 11 fire damage, and then an additional 5 fire damage as she
Oh
hits
no,
you
Mouse!
both
It's a-
times.
Okay, so that's
It's
11
okay, we're level 2.
and 5
Yes.
is
16.
Total of 16 damage.
So 14 off your stamina
Ow.
and 2 off your hit points.
Okay, I'm still up.
Kaylin, you don't necessarily see the full thing from your current position, but you see the Doshko coming down, and you hear it impacting what does not sound like wood or some other solid object.
Ah, shit.
And that will be her turn.
Flame. Flame.
Way too late.
Green is going to also drop his. He has a hunting rifle, not an auto target rifle, and will attempt to hit Ninden with a longsword. In his panic, he tries to draw the longsword, and it just clatters to the ground.
Attempt being the operative word there.
Yeah, so he is now standing there without a rifle or a longsword in his hand, currently trying to figure out what his next move is going to be. The Squawks will continue to advance on Gur and attempt to bite.
I will remind you that it is entangled and needs to spend a move action to unentangle
You're
itself.
right.
Yes. Took away actions with my action.
Let's see. So that is going to be. What is the DC again?
DC 12. It's low.
Oh,
It'll
yeah,
make it, but it's got to actually
It's super made it.
use an action is the point.
Yes. So it unentangles itself and then approaches you, growling menacingly.
Wonderful.
Ninden.
Okay.
It appears fighting has erupted in the library, which you were previously in.
Ah, crap. Kaylin, Mouse, is everything okay in there?
Hirrald will say, you just deal with those two. I think Mouse has got this.
That doesn't sound confident at all. Mouse! What do you say, Mouse?
I'd like it if someone would punch her. It would hurt.
You're right next to those two people. Punch them, then you can punch the Ifrit.
Ninden is going to... Who did I attack last round? Blue or green?
You
Thought it was
attacked
green.
Yes.
Okay. Ninden's going to punch green once.
Ah.
Okay, fine. He's going to punch green twice. And if if the first one kills green, he's going to punch blue with the second one, if that's okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I know that the rules don't dictate that you can do that, but that's fine.
It's just stupid. You would not pronking punch a dead body with
That's
your
true.
second.
I agree. It's something that they did in the first Final Fantasy game, right? Like if you had several people try to attack the same target, if it died, then everyone would try to attack the target that died, and you just lost those attacks.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yes, but in
So
later,
that's-
more advanced Final Fantasies, they redirected their attacks.
And then Starfinder showed up and said, "We liked Final Fantasy 1." Anyway,
We were big fans
they
of Final
said
Fantasy
that.
1. So that's 10 points of bludgeoning damage to this peon.
Indeed. After
Who should go down.
After he makes his gaff, he is in fact hit by both of them. Can you please tell me how you kill this man with your fists?
So he punches again with the Thunderstrike Pulse Gauntlet the first time, and then in what is becoming his finishing move, whirls around and whaps the guy on the side of the head with his tail.
Yeah, there's a gross crunch, and his neck turns too fast before he just
Eee.
falls down in a heap.
Ooh.
Yeah, that tracks for bludgeoning damage.
I mean, bludgeoning is, people see swords and spears and they're like, that's gross. And it's like, dude, I don't want to be around to see a hammer do its business to somebody.
Oh
So,
my god.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Gur.
Speaking of hammers. No, actually, Gur's not going to use his hammer. Gur's wondering if he can stand right here, though.
No, I believe that is a trash receptacle, or no, it's not. It's some sort of item. It's like a table podium sort
I
of
can't
situation.
5-foot guarded shifting step there then. Darn. Okay.
Not there.
So we're gonna do a thing and not regret it because it's gonna be fantastic.
Mhm.
Gur with his hand cannon levels it past the Squawks' head at this guy back here.
Pretty easy.
Takes a big chomp down on his cigar and says, "You're done for, sir." And goes ahead and uses that crit that we have.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick, for the crit. This guy's gonna love flying through the air with a hand cannon blast.
Why don't you roll some damage?
There is your attack.
You don't need to.
Plus another 1d8.
So that's 5 damage on the first attack and 2 on the second.
So 7 damage.
Only 7 damage, but he is also knocked prone and back 5.
Indeed. He falls over onto some of the bedding, grunting quietly. It doesn't appear that the shot bothered him too much, or he doesn't let it on if it would.
Fair enough. It is. I will also point out at this point it is half fire damage, if that matters at all.
It does not.
Fantastic.
So he just falls back with a.
Yeah.
And I believe that will make it.
No, there are several things that happen now. One, I fired a ranged weapon in melee with the Squawks.
Right. I was.
I am a good player. I will take that. I will also be using my move action after that happened.
I was gonna ask you if you wanted to do that as well.
Indeed, I do.
Okay. I would think so. But I'm not entirely sure why you wouldn't do that before you attacked. That's
because I will show you in a second here.
Okay. Does an 18 connect with your KAC?
It should connect to his
out.
AC.
Does an 18 connect? With
Indeed
your
it
KAC?
does. Indeed it does.
That would be 2 piercing damage.
And he kind of a little bit through his gritted teeth, and then kind of shouts, "Retreat!" and runs back into this room here,
making him burn up his attack of opportunity, so you can get away further. Understood.
Yep. Well, yeah, one way or another, you know.
Right. So, with that said, it is going to be this guy's turn. He saw you savage his friend, Ninden, and he doesn't appreciate it. And there's not a lot he can do about it because that rifle shot definitely goes wide. I am almost 5,000% certain.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an 11 on the KAC, so big miss from him. Now Blue, with his longsword out, is going to attempt to hit you twice. Does a 17 hit your KAC?
It does.
Okay. You rolled really well. And does an 18 hit your KAC? Yes, it does. He hit you both times. Wowzers.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Ninden, take 4 slashing damage and then 8 slashing damage, please.
So once again,
total of 12.
Ninden gains his full pool of entropy points.
Right.
So that is 12 points total. Yeah, that's my turn. That's your turn.
That's
I
my
keep doing
turn.
that. I'm sorry.
That's my turn.
No, it's my turn.
It's my turn. Mouse. The recently singed mouse. What would you like to do?
That hurt a lot, not gonna lie. But let's see.
So Mouse has.
Remember that this is an Ifrit. Or an Ifrit, one of the two.
Yeah, it's an Ifrit. And it is currently targeted, so you don't need to do that, and you could do a full round attack, or just withdraw. Withdraw would be impossible with this current.
Sword! Okay, yeah, dueling sword, full attack.
Do it.
Yeah.
Kill her.
You still have 3 rerolls left.
Oh.
Ooh.
It's a nat 20!
Woo! Okay, So you have one where the damage was really good, but you definitely missed, and the other one which is a critical.
And the damage
so that
did
one definitely
less
hit.
than.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Does the dueling sword have a critical effect? I want to say it does.
I don't.
Don't believe it does.
So,
It's a
actually.
basic.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
basic
If it
weapon.
does,
don't tend to have
bleed,
much.
but it's probably because level 1, you know.
Yeah.
Checking now.
Yeah. Please do.
I'm leaning away from using the reroll on that first one since its modifier is a -2. But it is 6 damage.
It is 6 damage on the board if you would like to try to use a reroll.
Yeah, I just feel like the
3
odds of it
remaining.
hitting are pretty low.
Down to 2 at this point, right?
What was that?
We
No
have
critical effect.
no, we have 3.
Yeah, you have 3.
Right. I'd say with 3, you could do it.
Nah,
I believe in mouse. Hashtag I believe in mouse.
-2 though, guys.
It's
Okay,
driving
okay.
Simon crazy.
All right, hey, listen, whatever. Math it.
Here, let me take a look, because that's going to be against KAC, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a really basic weapon.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
just
I
looked at
imagine
it.
her AC is
No.
probably like 18 or 17.
Yeah.
'cause she's wearing carbon
16,
skin graphite
17,
armor.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
So that means
your,
like an
your
18
odds
or
your
19.
odds were incredibly low, but in
Okay,
response to her attacks, yeah, you get your dueling sword in underneath in between the fibers of her carbon or graphite skin, and you sink the blade into her torso, and she growls at you.
Haha!
All right. That blings us.
Bling bling.
To Tomas, who will stand up as this move action, and Hirrald.
Hirrald says, "Attack that imposter!" pointing at the other, the other version of herself.
You mean the one that's knocked out?
Yes.
Yes.
It's not my most believing lie.
I don't think he can see anybody right now, aside from Hirrald, and Hirrald currently looks like Quifolia.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is actually gonna march up forward behind his squawks and take a look at what's going on in the southern side of the room, and that will be his turn. As Gur's crit was more useful as a delay tactic
No,
than it was
actually,
for damage.
That's what I'm saying. That Gur is all about taking away action.
All right, Kaylin.
Okay, how high is this banister thing? It's 10 feet. Oh goodness. Well, I can't make it up 10 feet. So I guess I'll have to do this the hard
Just
way.
walk around.
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna provoke,
Nah.
and
From
I have
what?
to.
What would you provoke from?
Just
Yeah, I mean,
stand at
she's
the.
already
guy?
spent
Oh,
her
there?
movement
Oh.
speed, right?
If you're going there, yeah.
I see. What's the plan?
Mouse
Yeah.
has how many hit points?
That's a silly.
She's at almost max.
That's a silly place
Yeah.
to be for a.
Yeah, I've got 14 hit points out of 16 left. It's fine.
Yeah, she's fine. She lost all her stamina, but you can't fix that.
I can't fix that. I thought she lost a lot more of her hit points.
Nope.
Okay, well,
He's a
in
hard
that case, I'll take a book off the shelf over there and toss it at that my telekinetic
books.
projectile. Oh, that's a
Nice.
crit
Whoa!
Oh.
for 6
I'm
damage,
sorry.
but it's still a crit.
All right. Yeah.
How does it only do 1 damage if it's a crit?
Because you roll one. Oh, well,
so
the
the
first roll was
first-
5,
and then-
and then it rolled another
Yeah.
d6.
Oh, okay, got it. So 6
total.
damage? Jesus!
As a book flies off the shelf and hits
What-
that baddie in the head.
What did you throw at her? Something from Tolstoy?
It must have been.
It's a copy of
Um,
Marx.
And then I will move down here by Gur
Okay.
instead of at my mouse. And
She got stabbed in the gut, and then she got hit in the back of the head by a giant book. She does not look pleased about this scenario. Is that the end of your turn, Kaylin?
I believe it was.
Yeah, that was a move in a standard.
Okie doke. Hirrald.
Hirrald
Things are
will.
crazy in here.
Yeah. Hirrald looks up into the library. He looks into the this larger room, like the parlor, and say, Ninden, I think you've got this right. And then leaves.
You're telling me to stand here and punch this guy instead of retreating, and then you run away.
I'm just asking you to deal with all of the enemies except that one.
For the podcast, Ninden is now in a room by himself with 4 combatants.
I thought the plan was to fall back, honestly. That's why I went back here and, let them come through the door and get all, pushed together so I could throw grenades at them. But,
This
I
is
guess
fine.
plans are all, well and good until the first shot is fired.
Ninden will be fine.
I do now have line of sight on at least one of them as
This
Ninden
is-
falls back to the
Ninden
rest.
fall back.
Ninden will fight these 4, and Mouse will beat up that lady over there. You can do it, Mouse! You've trained for this! And I will give Mouse 7 stamina.
Aw, thanks.
Oof. She needs it. That was a rough couple of attacks that she took. Alright. So she's looking a little bit better. And just in time, too, because it's Scary Lady's turn.
Oh no.
Assessing her situation, she is actually going to take one more swipe at Mouse. Rolling a natural 20. Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Can we use one of our rerolls on you?
Crits all around!
Ooh, can we?
That's how it works!
I don't think
Hush
that's
your
how
face,
it's
Leaf.
supposed to work, but do you want to use one of your 3 rerolls to make me reroll that?
100% yes.
Absolutely.
Give us that option, and yes, of course.
Okay.
Kill my friend?
Okay, instead, she will attack with a 19 against your EAC, which I believe is a hit.
Yeah.
Don't worry, this is only 5 damage.
Oh no.
So 5 fire
What to
damage.
say?
And
Okay.
Yeah.
she is actually going to retreat down the hallway.
Oh, I closed that door behind me,
Rude.
actually.
I don't think it takes much effort to push open the door.
Fine.
Takes a move action to push open a door.
Are
It
you-
depends on the door. It is entirely by jam description.
It doesn't take it. If you are rushing at a door with the purpose of escaping, it does not take you 3 seconds.
Not if it's a pull door and you try to push. Not if you're me!
However, that will provoke an attack from Mouse if you would like to take it.
Killer
yeah.
Mouse. Killer.
Get her! Get her!
Cut her Achilles tendon!
Yikes.
That was
She rolled-
Nat 20.
Actually managed to slash her in the side in such a way that as she gets to the door, she staggers into it, slumps against it, and then falls through the doorway, collapsing
Yes!
dead on the other side.
Mouse, you're a monster. I love it.
Congratulations, Moscolini. That's the second person you've killed with this sword. Get 3 more and you'll get your achievement trophy.
Oh,
And
no.
Mouse is like,
Oh my
Monster.
god. Okay. Ray is out of the fight due to Mouse claiming her second kill of the game. It is time for the Squawks. It's Squawks time, everyone.
The time of the squawks.
It is the dawning of the age of the Squawks. So
I
Squawks will-
honestly hate that I was about to start singing that. Go die.
Squawks doesn't have enough syllables.
It looks like, yeah, that's why I made it, it stopped abruptly. The Squawks at Chamasa's command will bound around Ninden, taking advantage of his in combat nature to flank with the Sunrise Collective soldier.
That's cute.
It's a crazy, well-trained fox. It's crazy like a fox.
But what does the
Okay,
squawk
fine.
say?
Yes.
Oh my
Exactly where I was going.
It says bite, apparently, because I think that results in a 21 against your KAC.
Yeah, that'll hit.
For 4 piercing damage as it bites into your ankle. It goes,
Alright, I'm going to use my reaction to use the Vanguard ability I got at level 2 called Mitigate. As a reaction, when you take damage, you can spend 1 entropy point. Yes, I can actually do things with them now.
What?
To reduce the damage you take by an amount equal to your Vanguard level.
Hmm.
If you
instead
do,
took,
I just take
took
2.
2 damage. Okay.
It seems small potatoes at this level, but I'm sure it's gonna come in handy.
Oh no,
Double
that
add up.
sounds fantastic.
It
Yeah.
scales with level.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
So
Probably a little too amazing now that I think about it, but that's okay.
one of the ongoing conversation, I imagine they'll scale that back maybe to like half.
They probably will, yeah.
Yeah. But we shall see. So
We'll
now
see.
it's my turn. And I am going to.
Retreat!
Yeah, I'll get there. Ninden is going to punch the blue guy, who he is a little more concerned with than the squawks. Just once with the Thunderstrike Gauntlet. That's an 18 versus EAC for 5 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
And then he is in fact going to retreat. Captain, you'll be able to get out of the way, right?
Oh, do you need me to?
No.
Coming to that door!
I'm just, coming to stand by you, but I don't want you equal with me. I want you behind me.
I believe that will have provoked 2 attacks of opportunity.
It will indeed.
That's fine. Ninden's he's a big boy. Big boy best.
Ninden does as Ninden does.
Does a 17 hit your KAC?
It ties, yes, so that'll hit.
Man, that fox is doing some work, man. That's another 4 damage from the squawks as it bites you on your way out.
Okay, I'll take that and gain another entropy point.
No, and the blue soldier rolls a natural 20
Oh boy.
as you run away.
Crits
Oh,
all
boy.
around.
I am rolling
Alright.
rocks today, you guys.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's worth the reroll. This guy is not as
No,
scary
that's
as
fine.
that lady is.
I'll be fine. Just give me the crit.
Give me the crit.
Stop making that noise, Tates. Just tell us what it is.
And as a GM, you're allowed to fudge roll.
You know?
If he wants to. I don't think he
Just
does.
give me the damage.
Instead, Ninden takes 14 slashing damage as the blue soldier gets a particularly effective arc of his swing to try and stop.
I am going to use my reaction to... actually, no, you know what? It's not going to make a difference, and I'd rather save Hirrald from something if I can use my reaction for that. So I take all of that damage, and... Wow, that hurt. There's no crit effect on that sword. Am I going to get a cool wound?
Whose team are you on?
Not if it's a dueling sword. Dueling sword's
It's not a
not
dueling sword. This is actually a tactical longsword, so I believe that.
I don't think it does. No
It
crit.
doesn't?
No.
Let me look at the stat block because I wrote down all the stuff that the game gives it. Yes, there's no critical effect. So you just take a
That's...
boatload of damage.
Yeah, that's lucky. Lucky, quotation marks.
So Ninden's like, I'm running away, and then he comes in through the doorway with a giant gash in his gut that's just bleeding out everywhere.
Oh, now we decide to retreat. Yeah, Ninden, get back in the room, Ninden.
Bleeding out how bad?
I've
scale
lost
of, like-
10 hit points.
Yeah.
So, 1 to about, what, 15?
Huh?
Nothing.
I think it's time to use that heal, yeah.
Yeah. So that will bring us to Gur.
Lighting his cigar, he kind of just steps up behind Ninden and just kind of shaking his head says, "You gotta be more careful, buddy." And, oh boy. He is going to ready in action. He is going to prepare a grenade when they, let's see here. We've got...
You could just delay. Then
Nope.
you can, like, move. Okay.
Okay, yeah, fine. I'll just delay. Never mind. I'm delaying.
Then you
do
can catch as many
Gur,
attacks.
You're right. That'll be a lot easier and less time.
I'm going to assume that this doorway is being kept open,
Yes.
or did you close the doors behind you? Well, that's more up to Hirrald and Ninden, who are currently at the door.
Yeah, we'll keep it open.
Okay.
Don't we want to? No, actually, don't we want to keep it shut so they have to come and open it, and then I can punch them in the face?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
It also means we can't see them, but all right, you can close it. Hirrald won't
How many
stop
of you are gonna shoot them before they get their turn?
Nobody. Slam it shut, Ninden. Slam the door shut.
Yeah, Ninden, retroactively slams the door shut. All right.
Okay.
Ooh, you should block off our vision.
Or
Or you can just tell us to roleplay.
yeah. I mean, can you roleplay? I just want to know. Is that
No.
I don't want you guys in my. I don't want you guys in my
Roleplay.
game if you can't roleplay.
The only thing I'm here to roll is dice.
Or.
I mean, it's probably a pretty safe assumption there.
Gur, would you like to take your turn, or?
We're gonna wait a little bit longer. Let Mountain Man, whatever his name is, go.
Mountain Man, Randall, Sarnage.
Randall Sarnage.
Yep, that's his name now.
Right. Okay.
Wow.
Mouse, what would you like to do on your turn?
Mouse is gonna get out her.
Oh, I can use the laser rifle because we don't have to worry about.
He's not an Ifrit.
Yeah, there's no Ifrit. Although I have a lot of.
The Ifrit is dead on the ground, bleeding out with your sword wound in its back.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out which of my rifles I should take out. Yeah, let's go
Sick
with the
mouse.
let's go
Can't
with the
decide.
laser rifle. And ready in action to shoot the first person that she has a clear shot at. That's
Okay.
an enemy.
Okay. I would hope for that.
I don't think she'll
caveat.
get a clear shot because there's two people in the door.
Gur, would you like to take a turn now?
She'll take some penalties.
I think you can see one right now.
They have
No,
enough
the doors are
understanding.
closed.
Yeah, the
Doors
doors
Got it. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he opened it. Okay.
Sorry, yeah, let's see. Gur is going to go ahead and let Kaylin go, but, if Kaylin doesn't mind, I could actually use my Savior spell slot. Because it doesn't look like I'm going to get a turn this round. I expected people to get closer to the door.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'm going to use a healing serum on, Ninden. I'll just go ahead and roll that. 1d8.
Oh, okay.
There you go, 6 health back to Ninden.
Not bad.
Ah, thank you very much.
Been a lot worse. Like last night, 1 whole damage.
That was great.
Here you go. That's my turn, I guess.
Thank you, Gur.
Gotta take better care of yourself. You're the only one I trust here.
Excuse me? I'm right here.
I said it loud enough so you could
Hurtful
hear.
and rude.
Kaylin.
I'll move up right up here by the stairs so I have a better view of the door.
Mhm.
And I will prepare to use a telekinetic projectile on the first baddie I can see when they open it.
Okie doke. Roll.
Hirrald takes a few steps away from that closed door and says, "All right, Ninden, they're gonna come through that door and you're gonna bring them down." And gives him 7 stamina.
Have you done that this fight for me?
No, not this fight. I've been spreading it
Okay.
out.
All right, good. I just thought
I got Gur, Mouse, and now you. 3 rounds.
it is your ability, so I'm sorry. I just wanted to double check.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Ninden, what would you like to do?
Can Ninden hear them on the other side of the door?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Character sheet, open please. That is a 24.
Oh yeah. You believe that you heard. You probably didn't hear the fox necessarily. You hear its like clicky little claws on the other side. It's hard to discern exactly where those are. But you believe you heard the footsteps of a humanoid sidle up right to the side of the door.
Okay.
You're familiar with soldier tactics. You believe he's probably leaned up against the door frame, ready to breach.
Does Sirenscape have little animal claws on linoleum sounds?
Probably somewhere.
I see the squawks at the turn order, top of the turn order. It is my turn, right?
It is your turn right now, yes.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Okay, Ninden will call over his shoulder. Are you all ready for me to open the door?
Bring it.
With the grenade in his hand, Gur says, "Yeah!"
Excellent. Ninden will punch the button to open the door and or pull the door open, depending on what kind of door this is.
This is a regular ass door that swings.
It's an ass door.
Ass
Got it.
door? Oh.
It's an ass door. It's a regular ass door.
All right, so
Also,
Ninden...
sometimes known as a sphinx.
Oh!
Damn it, Seth.
Oh. Yeah, so
Here's
definitely
those finger guns. You stop it.
explicit tag on this podcast now. So Apple Podcasts won't kick us off when we eventually get up there. Ninden opens the sphinx and he says, "Hello," and punches the red guy.
What a one-liner.
Is that a full attack?
No, that was a single attack.
You have to open the door.
But that is versus
I thought we
EAC.
decided that was a non-action.
That does hit.
You think opening a sphinx isn't less than a move action? Friend, check
What?
yourself.
So here's
I
the-
also, Simon, I am glad that I didn't full attack because that wouldn't have hit the first one.
Just to clarify, Ray didn't have to spend an extra move action to open the door because she was already in motion. If the door is actively shut and you are not moving, then you will need to use your move action to open it.
It's like trying a weapon.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a lot like that, in my opinion. So,
I'm okay with it. As long as we keep consistency, I suppose. Which
Yeah,
we are.
you have surprised this man. He didn't expect to see you directly on the other side of the door, and you catch him with your fist, dealing 5 acid damage or.
Yeah, let's say acid damage this time. A big glowy acid fist. That's also a Thunderstrike Pulse Gauntlet, which is
Ew.
a real mouthful to say.
All right. Assuming that that's your turn,
Yes.
gentlemen. What's that?
I was gonna say that does trigger my held action.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, and mine. Actually, I can only see the squawks. But
Does the telekinetic projectile hit KAC?
It does, yes. That's bludgeoning. I
don't think it's gonna hit. Oh, nope,
Yeah.
it meets. So you do.
meats. So something. You said those were trash cans in that other room, right? One of those trash cans goes flying into him for bludgeoning damage.
Ah, God.
I think Gur was holding a grenade to toss it as well as a action.
It was not a held action. I delayed my turn.
Ah,
But
right.
don't worry, I'll be coming up here soon enough.
Now, Mouse,
Mouse is.
you had a held action. You can shoot the squawks.
Yeah, she's gonna.
It does have cover, but
Meh. We'll just try it. Why not? I mean,
why not, right?
I'm not gonna get another chance. So this round. So.
Besides, that Squawks is a heckin' menace.
18.
And I think that's the first time
Minus
it's been hit.
2, I guess, for soft
It'd be-
cover.
it's actually +4 to its AC from soft cover. It's substantial.
Well,
However,
yeah.
that still hits. So
Yeah.
you hear a dog go as you shoot it, doing four laser damage. All right.
I regret nothing.
I think that's all of the turns there. Oh, sorry. He didn't take his turn. He's going to step back and he's going to try and shoot Ninden with his hunting rifle. He misses.
Yeah, take that.
And then Blue is going to also attempt to shoot Ninden with his auto-target rifle. He misses just as bad with an auto-target
Check your
rifle.
auto target.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think you're doing trying to shoot our Vesk?
Who
Not
hired,
so
even
auto
try.
target.
who hired these guys? Mouse, it is your actual turn now.
Some Franken plebs.
So cool. Well, she's gonna move. that didn't actually increase the number of things I could see. Wait, yes it did. Slide.
I wasn't scrolled down far enough on the page.
Alright, so she's gonna shoot that blue one. Yeah. Pew.
Okay. He has not soft cover but partial cover as he's hiding behind one of those. They probably don't just have a bunch of trash cans in there. I'm not really sure what those
Probably
are.
like
but
displays.
They look like tables or something like that.
podiums, whatever. Yeah. So,
Whatever. So basically, it'd be even harder to get him.
No,
Yeah.
actually, it's easier than soft cover.
Cool. Great.
Yeah.
And I roll an 8, so I just miss.
Some pretty good damage though.
Always remember, math first.
Wait.
Could,
No,
you
roll
could
first,
use one
math
of those
later.
You could do one of those 2 rerolls.
Nah.
No? Okay. Yes, so that will bite into the podium that he is hiding behind. Ninden, will you please make for me will you make a mind thrust? Will you make a will save?
Oh, that's my best save.
Is it? Oh
No.
Oh no!
Oh,
Have you considered rerolls?
You do have 2
Um,
reroll.
I don't
Your
know.
mod is 0.
It is a flat roll. Yeah, that's my only thing. I think I would have to roll at
DC
least
is like
at
a
this level.
14-ish.
Yeah, probably. I
The
have a
chances
1 in
are
4
not
chance. Yeah, I'm not going to. I'm
prevents
meant
half
to
the
take
damage.
Yeah. Nah, I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah.
So you're
that
meant
makes
to
sense.
take damage, right?
Don't get the wrong idea now, Seth.
Well, I did roll 16 on that damage,
Woof.
so
Holy pronk.
you
All
watch
right.
as Chamas raises his free hand once again and touches his forehead, and suddenly you are buffeted by psychic trauma.
Rude.
Guys, I've taken a lot of damage today.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of fun here.
Just to let you know, this
entry
was
points to
supposed
take
to
less?
be. This was supposed to be 3 separate encounters all happening at the same time.
Oh
So-
yeah,
Hold the whole
I
dungeon,
can
man.
tell. I can tell.
All right. Well, the good news is we'll have done it all.
Yeah, we're just trying to speed up this whole thing. It's taking too long.
You've done it
Right.
all.
Look, we played MMOs. You know how when you try to like split the patrol off, sometimes you actually grab the patrol and the group that they were patrolling next to.
Yeah.
We just drew too much aggro. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we're going for a quick clear here.
This is a little bit like one of the encounters we had in Against the Aeon Throne. I won't put in any more details because we have Cosmic Crit fans who have not gotten that far. So
Yeah.
it reminds me of a situation.
It's something though. Tell you
Oh
what.
man, they got some fun times. Code of the on throne.
So I would like to make a proposal that we should look into later, in reinserting those explosion radiuses and cone devices that we had in the
Yes.
last game. Gur would much appreciate it, but in this case, I have found the center that I can throw at without hitting my friend here, but hitting all of them with my improvised shock grenade that I have.
Including the prisoner that's tied up and helpless. Okay.
Yes! Wait, what prisoner that's tied up and helpless?
Oh, there's a lady, around
Just around the corner.
just around
where
the
you
corner.
left them.
tied up.
She'll be
Can't
okay.
see her, not my problem. Ha ha! Die!
Jesus Christ.
Yikes!
Are we the baddies?
We might be.
Gur is chaotic neutral, guys. He's like a hop, skip, and a jump away from evil.
God, that's like one of the most annoying alignments.
No, it's the
It is
that's,
literally the worst.
only worst one is chaotic evil.
That's pretty much.
Yeah.
correct,
So, anyways, Gur yells, "Now die!" And they all have to make a DC. It's only a level 1 grenade. That's right. I need to make
Half
a level 2.
level plus dex
It's
mod.
yeah. No, it's 12. It's 12. It's 12.
12, you said.
DC 12 for half. And that's for the squawks, the guy, the red, the blue, Mr. Mind, Pronk, and apparently the helpless prisoner that I can't see around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Gur cannot see this prisoner. I will have you all know that it is, at
You
least.
did put her there though.
Yeah, well, heat of the moment.
In the heat of
Heat
the
of
moment.
the
No,
moment.
no.
Some.
Buddy one.
All of the combatants that you can see successfully saved against that grenade, which surprises me.
Well, it's because you called it out ahead of time, so they got prepped.
But yeah, red not looking good. Blue not looking good. Mountain Man, you think you can start to see red stains in his matted furred armor. And the Squawks lets out another. I'm not going to do an impression of it this time. Another yipe as it is shocked by the grenade.
I think you mean
Wonderful.
Mountain Man Randall Sarvage.
Yeah, Mandelman Rabin Double makes his.
Yeah, just like I said.
God. And Gerd's gonna go ahead and draw a standard frag grenade for his move action.
Okay. I believe that brings us to Kalen.
Can you shut the door?
Oh, I have one level 1 spell left. I can either magic missile, shooting stars, that big bad,
Or heal.
I can heal Ninden.
Or heal our tank.
No, don't worry about it. Shooting stars and
What?
I will remind
What?
you all at this juncture of what happened the last time we said don't worry about it.
Yeah, last time our tanks
It ended in player death. Actual player death.
Yeah,
Actual
player
character death.
Yeah, it's actual.
No. I died. Okay, I died inside.
oh,
Rip Itsy. I'm getting it tattooed on my chest. Rip
Ripsy.
Itsy.
oh my god.
Ripsy.
Ripsy.
Anyways.
I think healing our tank might be the wisest choice.
Yeah. Just.
Our tank with 9 hit points and no stamina.
Oh man, Ripsy ripped my heart out, but it was so narratively good
It was.
that I'm going to shooting stars that boss.
Do it.
Do it.
For
Oh my god.
damage!
That is max damage
My
on
last
3
level
dice.
1 spell.
Okay, so yeah, that is a 5, a 5, and
He
a
has been mind thrusting my tank, and I'm done with that. Leave.
Yeah, as those 3 magical projectiles connect with him, you see them sinking into his armor, and after the 3rd one, there's a really gross squelching sound, and blood erupts from the wound as he staggers and falls over. You suspect extremely dead.
And take that!
Man is extremely dead.
Nobody mind thrusts my friend, my tank.
Yeah,
Take that.
that's a lesson he learned too late in life, it seems.
And I will take a step forward. Just, break it. Little minions.
Kind of slightly crouch behind the half-orc and peek out from behind his bicep.
As Ninden was privy to that glorious vision, he calls back, "Excellent shot, Kalen. That was well done."
All right, Hirrald, there's a little fox growling at the desk.
Well, here, let's try the... Hirrald will step up and poke his head out of the door. Excuse me, gentlemen. I don't suppose you guys want to just, we can just blindfold you? We can just, tie you up and put you in the corner, and, no one else has to die?
You hear the cocking of 2 weapons.
Alright. Eeny, meeny, miny, closes the door.
Excellent choice.
Okay, Elf, your turn.
In that case, I guess I'll actually also go over here. To the side of the door.
Okay.
Can the squawks open doors?
Probably not. If a Squawks was capable, you would imagine this Squawks probably could. Instead, he's going to go over to his master. And then it's your turn.
I'm not
He's
going.
gonna
I'm
paw
not going to
heartbreakingly at his master's corpse and
Oh
whimper.
yeah, you hear some whimpering.
Thankfully,
You're
we
not
can't.
gonna make me feel badly for this, Seth. That guy did like 30 damage to my brain.
It's true. He did so much damage.
Hey, Ninden. You should delay and open that door for her when you're ready, because that looks like prime grenade territory to me.
It does.
Unless, of course, you had
Hold the
some way to
door.
heal yourself, in which case you should absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Got any serums?
I do. I have
Regeneration
2
one.
serums of healing.
Chug it.
Do that. Do that instead.
I don't want to.
Pull it
Why?
and hold the door open.
Ninden pulls the serum and he readies an action to punch the first thing that opens the door.
Okay,
It'll probably be fine.
sure.
It'll probably be fine.
Okay, so what happens is Blue opens the door at the end of his movement.
Promptly gets punched.
Okay, roll your attack roll.
For max damage, 21 to hit.
I don't think I can hear him on the other side of the door.
As you punch him and you see him go down in a bloody heap, your fist connects with his face, and you think that you feel the bone give underneath your fist.
Reaction yell the other one.
Yeah.
And the red one attempts to throw a grenade, which provokes an attack of opportunity.
That's my stick.
That's a 16 for 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yes, so he also goes down from that. I would like a perception check
Uh-oh.
from anybody present.
Okay. Woo! That's a 28.
Oh my god.
That's a 19.
I only got a 9. Kerr, keeping it
Roll with a
strong with
20.
those perception check.
Okay. Everybody except for Gur notices that 2 live grenades are now planked at the doorway, just sitting there.
Oh no! Close the door! Close the door!
Somebody gonna yell about that?
Just did.
Oh,
Did.
I did. I'm sorry, I could not hear you. Gur, can Gur see them now that they've been pointed out?
Yes.
Gur will dive on the grenades.
Or just close the door!
I'm sorry, are you serious?
Absolutely, unless I'm pretty far down the initiative. I don't know how soon the grenades are gonna go.
We're pretty much out of combat at this point, but
Then Ninden would just shut the door.
Oh, thank gosh.
well, I was gonna okay. I'm gonna So you're gonna close the doors towards the grenades, so they're on the other side of the door.
Yes.
Can I just get a reflex save from the 4 of you that are nearest the door?
We don't have time to book it to the other side of the room.
No, we have to
I'm
throw ourselves
probably
on the
lucky
floor
if I
with
can
our feet towards the grenades. Oh, that's only a 9.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
It's a 9 on Hirrald, 9 on Kaelin, 11 Garuk, 18 Ninden, and Mouse is far away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since the door was shut quickly, Ninden, you only take 2 damage as the shrapnel blasts through the door. Everyone else, please take 5 as the shrapnel blasts through the wooden door.
I'm going to use mitigate to negate that damage real quick, because I have not a lot of hit points left.
What I did
like
there is I basically halved half damage because I actually rolled 11 on the total damage for the 2 grenades.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so there you go. And that will take us out of combat.
Probably want to turn off the combat music.
I am working on it, Simon.
Just remind
Oh.
we're all friends here.
I have a lot of things
So?
to click on.
So
I just have a
needy.
lot of feelings.
I'm not needy. It's a device.
He's sensitive, Simon.
All right.
Jeez.
So after the grenades go off and your ears stop ringing, the house falls eerily silent. All you can really hear now is the soft whimpering of the squawks from the other side of the door. The badly damaged door.
I was gonna say, isn't it just
Oh,
blown
it's
off its
full.
hinges essentially?
Not quite. Like it's not looking good. You think that they'll probably need to get another door. They'll probably need a new one.
That sucks. I feel badly about that.
Poor them.
Yeah. All right.
Roald, what exactly was this plan supposed to accomplish?
Well, you've seen this plan before. Split up the boss from his bodyguard, standard protocol. But it seems there were a lot more reinforcements than I calculated, and that sometimes
Taking
happens.
Morrow all over again.
Yes,
Why did you miss
well,
me?
because sometimes it works. You remember Alpha Station?
I have to stop letting you try and pull this.
I suppose the only good outcome of or the only good part about this is that A, we're all still alive, and B, we've taken out, I can only assume, what is a majority of the forces they had here in this building.
Yes, but maybe we should take a quick breather
Oh, yes.
before
Yes,
we
100.
go rescue the hostages from the leader of this little group.
I don't know that we have that much time, unfortunately. He's going to know. Is he going to just sit there for 10 minutes while we catch our breath?
What else is he going to do?
Call for reinforcements?
Well, we already did that. Hirrald, why don't you report, at least pretend to be that technomancer again and report in. Say that you took out the hostiles. Give us a chance to rest.
Ninden is going to start taking a 10-minute rest while he does that.
Yes, I suppose. He will change into the bodyguard that Mouse so summarily dispatched earlier, and go back to use her comm and report. We took care of them, trying to convey the scorn for this role that I had already detected from it. I'll make sure that they didn't have any compatriots in the area and report back soon. Is that good enough for you?
I would like from you a disguise and I guess that would be a bluff, wouldn't it?
First disguise. 33.
33.
And bluff.
Watch this, guys. Oh, we still have rerolls.
Use a reroll.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, use a reroll. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick, for all this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
29.
Turning that 13 into a 29.
Nervously, he looks at you via the communicator and says, oh, "Good work, good work, Ray. Go ahead and return to me, and we can regroup and start discussing our plan to take over the rest of us on the town."
He's not in there?
I'll return shortly.
What do you mean shortly?
They might have other people. We need to make sure that the area is secure. We need to make sure that there isn't anyone who let them in or any reinforcements.
Okay.
You have to trust me on this. I've done this before.
Okay. So,
If I had to guess how long it'll take, I'd say 10 minutes.
Maybe 15.
Understood. Ninden and Gur, could you please both make me a perception check?
Okay,
Right.
Gur was gonna try and do something about the squawks, but I will do that first.
Yeah, I will.
Got a 24 for you. And
And a 3 for Gur! Keeping
That's
it
all right.
strong.
It tracks.
That tracks. So, Gur, you're distracted because as you try to approach the Squawks, who is currently curled around his master's body, he actually retreats on top of him, and it is growling. It wants nothing to do with you. You can try to make a survival check to try and improve its attitude towards you. Probably going to be a difficult check. Ooh.
What's a 21 do?
could
What is
Ninden
the-
aid that check as well?
Not presently, I would say,
That's
based on your location. And
That's fair.
let's see here. Handle an animal. 10 plus 1.5 CR. I mean, that improves its attitude from what's the worst? Hostile.
Yes.
This does take time. I do believe that handling animal does take.
I think it's 1d4 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So you can begin the process of improving its attitude towards you from hostile to unfriendly in about 3 minutes if you continue to do so. Ninden, looking outside the window to the south, you notice what appears to be Sunrise Collective vans slowly creeping up towards the Horizon House, and you see soldiers kind of slowly piling out of them.
Uh-oh.
Pronk, we have company.
Alright, no 10-minute rest.
No, I did inject Ninden with 2 serums of Mark 1 healing, which I started the game with.
Well, I suppose we'll have to confront the boss. Then we'll go from there.
Yes.
Everyone on me.
Mouse does a running jump and piggybacks onto him. Yay!
Hirrald forms his shoulders into like a little seat for her.
Oh god, this is great.
No!
Immediately regret. Immediately regret.
Put me down, put me down, put me down.
The chair slowly elevates down his back.
or what if like a little seatbelt like formed and went across her?
No, you can't.
Gross.
We're leaving now. You can't get off.
Hirrald, are you still taking the form of Ray, or?
Yeah, I'm
Are
trying to
you-
think if there any way I can reasonably sell this. The answer is not really. Let me think about this. Yeah, I'll. Okay, any ideas?
Well, we can go with the captured prisoners gambit, or we can, we've taken over your base. So
Oh,
we're
yes,
now
captured
the
prisoners,
legal
of course, of course, of
authority,
course.
blah, blah, blah.
No,
Either
you've
one
got it.
works.
Go with the standard captured prisoner. Hirrald will step out in front in the form of the Ifrit.
What exactly are we getting out of captured prisoners again?
Yes, and I like whisper all of you to like, hold your hands and guns behind your backs and say, thought you might want to question the instigators.
So, as you enter, Hirrald, did you grab Ray's Doshko?
Sure.
Okay. Are you sure that you did? That's fine.
Yes.
That's fine. Upon seeing this group enter, I would like a bluff check from you, Hirrald.
Aha!
29.
Wow.
Okay. Zaylin looks trepidatious. I want to see disguise checks from the other 4 of you as you try to hide your armaments.
Mouse gets a 9.
I mean,
Ninden doesn't have. Oh well, I guess he has the gauntlets. Okay.
Yeah, I figured the jig will be up. I'm just trying to get everyone as close to him as possible before he notices. So we're moving very quickly towards
Ninden
him.
once again gets a 19 on a flat disguise check.
Well, it turns out when your weapons are fists, they're a little bit easier to hide.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
he starts to, even though he's hesitant about the situation, congratulate you before he kind of sees what's going on, because he recognizes the 4 of you. Zaylin looks up at this group and let's see here. Let me get back to my notes. I've been jumping all around.
Sorry, buddy.
Up and down and all around. No, it's fine.
It's good exercise.
no way.
So let me put this guy back up here as he delivers.
His great monologue.
Oh, this fantastic monologue. So
Greg,
he
shoot him.
you see his brow furrow, and he says,
Throws a grenade.
He says, "You." His hand shifts back on his plasma guide, which he wields, and you hear it hum to life. He says, "I've heard the reports. You're the ones that caused trouble at Checkpoint Laubu. Who are you? Why are you here? Why now?" He seems extremely frustrated that this group of people would show up just by chance while he's making his move to secure Asana Town. You could his frustration is palpable.
Man, you just have really bad luck, dude.
Yeah, how dare we just show up and mess up your plans to subjugate a whole bunch of innocent people?
I guess if he's waiting for a response.
He was not waiting
Got
for
it.
a response.
Okay.
He raises his weapon just a little bit, and he's not aiming it, but he says, "If you turn around and walk outside this door right now, I will call off my soldiers who are waiting." And right before he finishes that sentence, there is a loud explosion outside, followed by gunfire. And that is where we will call it for today.
Ah!
Nice.
Oh, snap.
Oh man, I see. That's where the Guardians of the Galaxy music should kick in.
So yes, you have blown past this whole encounter.
Did we, it looks like we're just missing the one room down there. I guess we can check it on the way out.
You missed a couple other rooms, but it's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple black spaces just here and there.
I'll tell you guys about it later, but
Yeah.
fun fact. Never mind. That's too much inside baseball. I just won't get around to it. How'd you guys like it? Did you have fun with that?
Yes.
So much fun.
Bonkers.
I'm just so sorry about throwing you so many curveballs.
Yeah, I'm so
Hey.
sorry.
I need to learn, and I feel like I comported myself well.
Yeah, you did great.
considering.
You did.
No, you did.
No, if
You
if
did.
if you hadn't mentioned anything about like, oh, this is not going according to plan, I would not have known that it was not going according to plan. It just everything fell in place. So
I just wanted to explain why I suddenly had to try and take 5 different enemy stat blocks and put them in a way where I could quickly go between them and keep track of the hit points of all of the different enemies.
Yeah, no, you did.
Yeah.
You did phenomenally.
It was very well done. These having
you guys
been in your
did
shoes, very
great.
well done.
You handled 3 encounters at the same time. Well, 2.5 technically.
yeah, because I imagine he's got some.
Well, Zaylin and Ray were supposed to fight you, but I don't think that that's going to happen anymore. She has a bad case of disembowelment, thanks to Mouse.
Yeah, holy crap.
Why?
But yeah, you guys did great, and thank you everyone for joining us today, for watching. Thank you all the Crittermanders for making this an amazing CritterCon 2. Your donations, Patrick basically making it so no one else had to help these guys out. I think he used all but 1 reroll, so it did not go to waste. I might let you guys use it next time. I'll think
It's money spent.
it's money spent, and it's from Patrick, so I might as well let
Yeah,
you.
it's a gift.
Yeah, it's a gift.
Yes.
It's a gift, just like the time that you guys choose to spend with me. So thank you.
Aww.
You big lug.
Gosh.
Too mushy. Too mushy.
Yeah,
Not
stop.
allowed.
Sure is
Do we have-
uncomfortable.
Do we have anything else to address before we call it?
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, everybody come back
thanks
next
again.
week. Oh, shooting the crit tonight. What time is shooting the crit?
Oh, shooting the
What are
crit.
they doing
I
today?
always get this wrong. I think it's
It's-
9:30 EST.
No, it's 10:30 EST was last week, I believe.
Oh, is that what it is? 9:30 or 10:30 EST, shooting the crit. Patrick is going to be up there tonight, probably talking about how much of a baller he is for spearheading this movement to raise almost $4,000
Yeah.
for Medica Sans Frontières, or whatever the
Doctors Without Borders.
Doctors Without Borders charity, which is amazing. It's a little corny, but I would like to offer a round of applause.
Yeah.
Real applause.
I'm doing it. I'm that guy in the theater right
I
now.
can't hold the button and applaud. So
Elbow.
What's the
down.
sound of one hand clapping?
Elbow,
Liz?
wrist. So the total, as of right now, is $3,481.
I think we're still waiting on some promised donations too. So we can
I'm
actually get back on
sure we are. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But it's not too late.
Oh,
Keep
no.
donating for the rest of today, and probably even after that. Honestly, if you really want.
Yeah.
I would suggest.
There's still games going on that people can get in on it.
I will
all
go
fun
ahead
stuff.
and post the link for anybody who would like to still donate. Boop, boop, boop. Spam that link. So, yeah. I think that's everything.
One more thing. If I may. If you all are enjoying the show, which you're here, it's episode 4, so I imagine if we haven't scared you off yet, you're really enjoying it. Or moderately enjoying it. You don't have to say which. Please, I'm going to be that guy. Please share it with your friends. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe, etc., etc.
Smash the like button, jeez.
Okay, smash the bell, ring the like button, share, tell your friends about us.
Share it on all your social media channels.
Yeah, if you have anybody who is even remotely interested in role-playing games, space, or a combination thereof, we would love to have them. And yeah, we'd love to get this game out to more people.
Yes, absolutely. Because we love doing it, and I don't know, I just love spreading the joy of Starfinder.
It's a good word.
That's the whole point, right?
It is,
It's
absolutely.
a good word.
Yeah.
Oh, we are on Sunday morning.
Starfinder's
so
a pretty
word
good
Starfinder.
word.
Our word good. Our word good.
Yes.
All right, I think with that, we are going to go ahead and sign off. So have a great week, and take care of yourselves, everyone.